Yes, I'm pretty sure she's talking to me.
All
Don't
right,
make me-
evening, folks. I'm Raquel, and tonight we have Nobody, Fade, Ginger, Big Steve, and my girl Courtney.
Hello.
What's up with you guys?
Not a much.
Really? Well, you must I just took. Let's see. Got up this morning. Chillaxed. Had a nice walk. Yeah, it was warm today.
It was really hot here.
Really?
Yeah, I've been complaining all day. Like, it's too hot.
Shit, today
When
and
I-
yesterday was fucking toasty.
East Coast has been getting it. How much was it that, like, how high did you get there in your area? My mom said it was like 90 in Philly.
Yeah, today was like 90 degrees in Texas today. Hey,
Apparently it
Kermit.
was somewhere in the 90s.
That's rough with the humidity, East Coast. All of us, no matter where you are, that humidity will get you.
Yeah, it's down
Well,
here in
it's been-
Texas.
It's been raining.
It's the sun and the humidity. The humidity is the killer down here.
Well, especially since it's been raining down here for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot. Like the past 2 days, it's been raining like a monsoon.
Yep.
We need that rain. We have like smoke coming in already from, I guess, like Arizona and New Mexico wildfires or something.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
Well, we have
we're
a
used,
major.
to being on fire. Colorado's always burning, just like California.
California's always on fire these days.
We are too. We just don't get as much media.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's up? What's up, Big Steve?
We get pretty much the yearly fires around here. Be smoky for a few weeks to a few months.
Yeah, that's what it was last year here. And people with like asthma and stuff like that, you can't. The air quality becomes so dangerous that you don't go outside. Lots of fun. What else? Let's talk something positive. What was everybody doing in the year 1992? Raquel, go.
Me? I was probably playing with Barbie dolls.
This is why I like this game, because we're all different like ages here. Barbie dolls. Like, we'll do quick answers. Nobody. You. 1992. That's what I said, right? Yeah. He's not there. We'll come back to you.
92?
Yeah, what were you doing in 1992?
I was racing.
one thing.
I'm here.
I hear you.
Two of my biggest things. My youngest daughter was born in 92, and I switched up from really garbage can stock cars to something more professional called a super stock.
Nice. Okay, Fade, 1992.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay, Steve, 1992.
92, I was in Alaska chilling, playing my Super Nintendo. That shit was new.
And I'll go.
Yes, it was.
I'm going to kind of copy Fade. I was a freshman in high school, and I also went to Lollapalooza, the second Lollapalooza, which was like a big deal back then, at least for me. All right, that's my game. You all gave interesting answers. Barbie dolls was the best. I wish I was playing with Barbie dolls in 1992. Jelly.
Oh, I was playing with Barbie dolls in 92. They were just human Barbie dolls.
Oh, yeah, that's right. How long have you had that occupation?
The other thing around
Oh,
the
no,
early
no.
90s is somewhere in there is when I saw Pantera live.
I wasn't talking about my
And it
my
ranked
profession.
the best concert
I
I've
was
ever
talking
seen.
about I was dating. I was spending my high school years dating girls. I was playing with human Barbie dolls.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I have a little bit of brain fog. You guys know why? From my meds. So I totally forgot that you had said you were a sophomore. So That
Yeah.
in one ear and out the other. Nobody
Now,
will.
I was.
I saw Pantera. That's pretty cool. In '92.
Where'd you
Big
see
fan.
Pantera at? Nobody.
Yes, Pantera before they got fat and then broke up. The good years.
Where did you see him at?
He's on.
I don't remember the name of the venue, but I was in Seattle for a stock car race. Believe it or not, part of the Pacific Northwest tour. And a guy said, "Hey man," he was in the pit next to us, and he said, "I've got 4 tickets," and the one guy dropped out. "You want to go?" I went, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah, Dimebag and his brother Vinny Paul used to live just like 30 minutes away from where I live right now.
Nice.
They used to live in Pantego, which is between where me and Raquel are.
That's pretty cool. In 1992. I'm sorry. Go on.
My cousin was a roadie for Pantera, and we used to go out there to the house and just hang out.
Nice. I was just gonna add something on the music thing because I'd say I went to it was the second Lollapalooza. It was the summer of '92. I got to see Ministry, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pearl Jam, who were this is like that era. It's funny. Jesus Married Chain Blade. And that was it was in Scranton, PA, at Montage Mountain. It was pretty cool. The summer before I started 9th grade. But Ministry, I was always really into.
Yeah, I know Courtney here was into a lot of the music industry there for a little while with acts and stuff. You know, we talked about that. But what would have to be, like, everybody on the panel, what would have to have been your favorite concert you ever went to?
The Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I went over there for the holidays. It was pretty nice. I liked all the pyrotechnics and the lasers. It was pretty awesome.
I took one of my ex-wives to go see Wizard in Winter, one of their shows that they put on. I have to admit, I have to agree, it was very, very cool show. Okay, so who else?
I'll go with my favorite. I got to see Iggy and the Stooges. They did like a reunion thing at Jones Beach, and LBI and Sonic Youth played with them too. It was just, I don't know. I'm a huge Iggy Pop person, and to see
the one I got to throw at you. I saw the Stooges in 1980, 79, 80.
So jealous.
Yeah, I saw him back in the day.
I wish I was born 2 years before that. So,
what about you, Big Steve?
I actually haven't been to no concerts, believe that or not.
Wow.
Yep. Like where I'm at there. I mean, I actually have an uncle that ran the Big Easy, like the place in Spokane where I live at, where people run shows, but I just never went to any. They don't do any real big ones where I'm at, you know. So I ain't about to travel to one.
My favorite concert, I went to one of Nirvana's last concerts in '93 in Seattle, Washington.
Nirvana covered a song by the band called Bang, who I was lucky enough to fill in for in 2005. In Nirvana, it was called The Money Will Roll Right In. Nirvana did a really good cover of that song.
Yeah, actually, after you mentioned that, Courtney, when you were talking about that on, I don't remember when we were talking about that, but after you mentioned that, I actually went and looked that up, and I agree, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Nirvana's cover of it was probably one of the better covers, but you know what? Fang is the OG, so I gotta go with that. What was everyone's favorite band in 1992? Raquel. I love hearing like the difference.
Oh, I don't
or just
know.
one you liked, like that you listened to a ton in 1992.
That was the Backstreet Boys, I think.
I love you. I love you so much.
I remember
This is
that.
why I love like the age difference thing. Like I kept going the opposite way. Big Steve, 1992. Or one of the favorite things you were listening to, or whatever. What you liked.
92. That was, I don't know. That was like, it's like a classic album. Still like it to this day. But the good old Bloods and Crips album. That's just what it's Bloods and Crips. That's what it's called.
I would have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm going to know about it now. I'm going to learn about it.
It's actually really important. Back in the founders of it, Ronnie Ron and Tweety Bird Lowe, they're both dead now, but they got in LA because back in those days they had the rioting and the gang problems real bad, and they actually got a large portion of LA Bloods and Crips to call truce for about a year and a half. There was like 20 or so members in the group, but most of them got dead or got murdered or killed or shot by police, whatever, since then. But they because of that truce, a lot of black people, a lot of gangsters, and sorry about my voice up, a lot of gangsters in LA didn't die. The murder rate dropped for a year and a half, and so and it's just Bloods and Crips talking crap about murdering each other, but they're not actually doing it. And the point of every video was that no matter what the problem is, that respect was the key to unity.
Yeah, I remember those times. I kind of was familiar with that scene at the time too. I think musically speaking, in '92, that's when I was starting to get into the whole goth scene.
Oh, so I want to hear.
I was listening to stuff like The Cure, Bajas, The Crook Shadows, Paralyzed Age, stuff like that.
Ever listen to like Legendary Pink Dots or Pig Face or any of that stuff?
I'm sorry, what?
I was just throwing a couple other bands out there because I was into a lot of that stuff too. But
yeah, that's when I started going to like. Yeah, that's when I started going to like the goth clubs and stuff.
Yep, I did all that for around that same kind of era. So.
Yeah, well, imagine me wearing all black eyeliner, black fingernail polish, black lipstick.
I can imagine it actually, and not because I grew up with friends like that.
Wearing a lot of lace, like poet shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ren Fair mixed with the goth. So you weren't wearing the fishnet shirts; you were wearing the lace shirts.
Yeah, I was doing more the vampire goth thing.
I totally am imagining it all. Like I've seen it all right there. I can picture it.
Especially like a few years later when the movie Interview with the Vampire came out. I used to hate that.
Well, again, we had you guys beat.
Uh-oh. Explain.
We had you guys beat because Bauhaus and people like The Cure and whatnot that we all loved came out in the early 80s when I was still in high school. I had all of Bauhaus's records.
I collected vinyl all through high school.
You know what my favorite Bauhaus song is?
I really... Bela Lugosi's dead.
Oh, Bela Lugosi.
Yes.
That's a great
I
song.
love that song.
1992, I'll go with me then. I once I got into my freshman
The other
year,
EP that I bought was their version of Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually considering using a Cure song for my audition.
I think my
this year
internet's going to hell again.
It is?
Yeah, it's a little delayed. I'm noticing.
Hey, Courtney, did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't because I'm hearing like a couple different things. What did you say, Faith?
I'm actually thinking about using a Cure song for my audition for The Voice this year.
Oh my God, let me guess. Let me take a guess. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me.
Nope.
Boys don't cry.
Friday, I'm in love.
That's a good one too. They're all good. Love Cats is one of my favorites because I played bass and it had a really cool bass line.
You got to do pictures of you.
They're all good. I mean, I'm gonna go lay and like in the dark and listen to The Cure now. That's what we did. In 1992 was the year that I cut my hair really short, had the punk rock like haircut officially. Once I hit like my freshman year, and I listened obsessively to this band called Stiff Little Fingers. They're an Irish punk band. They've been around for a long time. But more before that, like the my 8th grade part of like, you know, because I was 8th, 9th grade, 92. I was really into Nine Inch Nails. Like Pretty Hate Machine, that album was like.
My favorite album of theirs was Downward Spiral. I love the song Reptile.
I like all their music, but you know that the song Hurt, obviously. Has anyone heard Johnny Cash's version of that?
You know, Trent Reznor said that. Yeah, Trent Reznor said that when Johnny Cash came to him and said he wanted to cover Hurt, that he didn't think Johnny Cash could do it, and then once he heard Johnny do it, he said, "Man, I did not realize that when I wrote that song, I was writing it for him."
I have read that, or maybe you told me that. Did we talk? No. I read that. Maybe someone told me that, but I have heard that. That video makes me cry.
Well, you know, especially since both of them were dead within 6 months of it.
Yeah, it's like so crazy. Oh, and one other band in 1992. I was really into Social Distortion.
Oh man, I love them.
I was like obsessed with Mike Ness until I saw them. Well, I'm not. You know what? I still like Mike Ness. I'm not dissing you if you're ever listening. Do you like that for a cover up? I am gonna peace out though.
Okay.
I gotta go back to my voice is just whatever, and I need to just lay and chill. But
well, good night, Courtney. You take it easy, hon.
And well, thank you, and Raquel, thank you for inviting me on, and thank you for letting me ask like interesting questions.
You're welcome.
I just like fun stuff like that, and I love that you said Backstreet Boys. I love it. Even though I would have gone with, if I was your age, probably NSYNC, because didn't they have JT?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm all about Justin Timberlake. Yes, I just said that and I admitted it. Anyway, you guys all have a good evening and enjoy the rest of your stream.
All right.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Courtney.
All right, bye.
Thanks,
bye.
Courtney.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Courtney. Hey guys, I gotta hop off for like 20 minutes. I gotta take a phone call. I'll be back.
All right. Okay.
All right.
I have not seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show movie. I
didn't ever watch it either. They do the
You
shows
didn't?
and stuff, and people would get all dressed up, but it wasn't really my crowd or whatever. I don't know. Well, not really my thing.
Not gonna lie to you, it's a very weird movie.
I've seen like some clips and stuff on the YouTubes before. Cause my kid's mom really liked it or whatever, and I'm not gonna quote the few things I do remember.
So, what's everyone's favorite movie have they seen?
Hands down, American Graffiti, George Lucas, 1973.
All right. Haven't seen it. What about you, Big Steve?
Oops, is muted. I'm not really sure. I don't watch tons and tons of movies.
Okay.
and there's not really a movie I've watched like a ton. It's hard to choose because I haven't really got much into movies. I don't know, kind of on the spot on that one. Whenever it comes to movies, pop culture, music, and stuff, I'm always drawing blanks. That's my weakness.
Hmm.
Yeah, before Star Wars, Lucas made 2 movies. One was a science fiction, being THX or T whatever THX 1138, and the next one was a bunch of high school kids graduating and about to go off to college, and it was a hot rod movie, all combined into one, and it is amazing. Second favorite would be Kelly's Heroes, Clint Eastwood. I believe it was made in 67 or 68.
Hmm. Let's see. My favorite movie. Let's see. I think of the first Harry Potter movie was my favorite.
I think I saw the first one, but I don't think I saw any of the other ones.
I think there are like 7 movies, and then you got 3 of the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Yeah,
I mean, third one is not released yet, but it's coming up.
my sister liked it when it came out. I remember, but I don't know, for some reason I remember looking at the book, and for some reason the word spacing, and the spacing and the lettering and stuff, it just drove me bonkers just looking at like so I never read the book, but I don't know, I get weird about stuff like that.
To be honest, I haven't read the books either.
Like, I remember everything was like, it was like if the words were put closer together and the lines were squished together more, then it'd be a really small book and I could speed read it a bit quicker, but the words are spread out really far and it just bugged me. I think it's because it was like, kind of made for kids or whatever, kids book series. But my sister liked it or whatever. Like, her kids like it as well now. She's got kids that are, I don't even know how old. 10, 8, or 10 and 6 and 2 or something like that. Starting to get old, I guess. My little sister's got freaking 10-year-olds.
My kids never really got it much into the super popular stuff. They were never big Harry Potter fans or anything. They sure liked watching Adult Swim cartoons in the 90s when they were growing up. I raised my kids on Courage the Cowardly Dog, Duckman.
Yeah. Courage the Cowardly Dog was dope.
I didn't get into that. I was watching a program in Cartoon Network called Toonami.
Yeah, that's right before Adult Swim, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff back then.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't giving it to the fans, like they do today. It was great. Stuff was funny, man. Like
We actually had
watching
a good
Beavis and
time.
Butthead in the 90s.
Oh my
That
goodness,
stuff was so over the top.
that was my thing in the 90s. I remember I was in Alaska and we didn't get a lot of channels, but MTV was one of them, and it came on at 10 at night. And I remember staying up watching that every time I could.
Yeah, that was the best.
Sometimes I kind of forget about Beavis and Butthead. I love King the Hill too, also, but Beavis and Butthead was, I don't know, it's just.
What was that other show on Adult Swim? Was it called Teenage Hunger Force or something like that?
Teenage Aqua Hunger Force.
Oh, okay.
I remember it.
Oh yeah, I don't think I saw that.
Very strange cartoons. There's a talking meatball, and another one's a milkshake. Yeah.
That,
And
yeah, I
with
remember that.
fries?
That show was funny. Yeah, the fries shake and the meatball and the alien things, and Carl, was that his name?
Carl.
The fat balding guy. He didn't need no instructions to know how to rock.
Oh yeah. Do you remember when we're going to talk about fat balding guys in cartoons? Do you remember Metal Apocalypse?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I didn't watch a ton of it, but yeah, I remember. I don't remember a lot of details. That was a trippy. It was pretty trippy though.
No, you know what was really trippy? When I was a little boy, one of the cartoons that we got here in Canada on a regular basis was this really creepy Spider-Man series back in the late 60s. And it was all, the backgrounds were like someone was on acid, man. And so was the music. It was just crazy.
Yeah,
You
I
should
haven't
look it
seen
up.
that.
Spider-Man, the original animated series from the 60s. It will freak you out.
All right.
From the
Spider-Man
60s.
animated series, 1860. All right. Let's
I
see.
could be wrong about this, but I believe it was actually done here in Canada. But it got played all over.
Is it the 1967 series?
I believe that is correct. Yep.
Whoa, this is.
And then
this looks
replayed.
crazy.
It was replayed right up into my teens, and like I said,
It's even in
everything's
color.
straight out of everything's out of an acid rock trip, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm watching some of it. Right, I'm watching Spider-Man swing around like the New York Tower thing.
Let me see.
They're using some bright colors.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and some of the villains were unbelievable, like the Rhino. Yeah, he was cool.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
They're missing all the cobwebs on his parts of his costume. That's weird.
Oh, let's be frank, the artwork was pathetic, except for the backdrops, which were amazing.
It just looks weird. You need the whole web costume, just not parts of it.
Well, then they wonder why so many of us Canadian children grew up to do drugs and be really weird. You know, that, and we had another bizarre cartoon up here called Rocket Robin Hood. I'm
Rocket
telling you,
Robin
that
Hood?
was screwed up too. Yeah, that was really weird. It was
I forget.
Robin Hood in
Rocket
space.
Robin
And it was,
Hood.
I'm telling you, it was very, very, let's call it what it was. It was homoerotic.
Wow. Hey, do you I remember you live in Canada. Do you live close to Alaska?
I sure do.
Yeah, I was in Wasilla for 8 years, man. It's freaking out in the mountains out there. It's cold. Oh, we got fed in the chat.
Oh, we
What
do?
is
Yes,
this?
we do.
I have no idea, bro.
What is
Fed, we're
this?
talking
It's
about-
just like a regular hangout stream. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about. Really, Fed?
Except politics or violence.
Yes.
But no violence. Violence is so
Which
fun.
means, when you say politics, you might as well lump religion in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't make any religious jokes. Now I want to.
Yeah, me too. I know so many dang religious jokes.
Alright, so what are you doing in there, out there, Fed? You gonna come up in here? Just
Yeah.
gonna leave us hanging?
Oh yeah.
You just came in the chat to just laugh at us and leave. How you
Let me
how you
put it
gonna
in
do me like that?
in the chat. There you go, Fed. Now, I wonder what year was the Superman one. Superman.
The earliest Superman I remember was started as movie shorts and was then conglomerated into a cartoon series in the 50s. And then, oh my goodness, throughout my life, they must have did 3 or 4 animated series before I ever even hit 18. There was tons of them. You want to hear some more weird shit about TV in my time? Oh, I see. Look up HR Puffin Stuff. That was pretty screwed up.
HR Puff and stuff.
Yep.
HR Puff and stuff.
The villain was great. It was Witchy Poo.
This. I don't know who mentioned it, but it's some kind of large dinosaur that looks like a clown or something.
He's supposed to be a dragon. But I mean, just the name alone, Puff and stuff.
This looks kind of terrifying.
It was
It
very
looks
weird.
It looks weird. That
This
doesn't
thing-
make you look like a dragon.
This thing has a huge ass head. It makes me want to commit a violence. I don't trust it.
All of us kids, we all went to bed dreaming of beating that thing in the head with a bat.
It just brings out the
wanna-
little boy in you.
I just want to share what this looks like.
It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, that's
See in the
Mr.
bottom corner, small picture, the witch in the red hair. That's Witchy Poo, the evil villain of the show.
Evil villain.
Oh, this one, Richie Poo.
Yeah, she was always doing bad things to him and trying to kill him.
Trying to figure out which that Superman one that I saw in passing.
I don't know, because I remember pretty old one when I was a kid, but like nobody mentioned, there's kind of a lot of them though. So
I don't mean the one in the 2000. I mean, not the Bruce Timm version of Superman. It was something else.
I don't currently have the imagination to remember how to find that on Google.
I'll find it.
Okay, here's
My
another
brain's
freak
not
show
working,
for
I'm
you.
tired.
I'm sure you guys growing up saw the movie with Will Ferrell, but look up the original 1970s series of Land in the Lost, or Land of the Lost.
1977 series. And
Yep.
of the Lost.
The Slee Stacks were scary as hell.
Lorenzo Slee Stack.
What the heck? Are those lizards?
They're Slee Stackians.
Yeah, that's the Slee Stacks. They're great. I was only 11 when that show came out, and honest to God, they scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
So did the Grumpy and Alice, the Tyrannosaurs. It was just, for that time, it was well done enough that it gave me nightmares.
I barely saw any of it in like the 90s or something, and was like, nah, I'm not into this. This is too much. I mean, the costumes, like in the head helmet, whatever's and stuff. It just, I don't know. It's trippy looking.
No, the original series was way cool. They butchered it in that movie. They really did. It barely resembles Land of the Lost.
So those are the lizard men. Interesting. With
Yep.
horns
And
on their
there was
head.
one that could talk and was their friend. Like the humans had a talking one that was very, very smart, was their buddy.
Dinosaurs.
That's from Will Ferrell's movie.
Some kind of monkey man.
I never saw this.
Yeah.
What we're looking at, I haven't seen.
This is the Will Ferrell movie,
Mm.
not the series.
Okay.
What's funny is I believe you can look up Land of the Lost on YouTube if you're bored and watch every episode.
Probably.
Mm.
There's no rights to it anymore. It's public domain.
Oh, okay. Here's the Superman I keep, It was the 1940s animated film series.
That's what I was talking about. What it was is before, when in the old days, right up until I was a child in the 70s, like I was born in 66, and I think the first movie I saw was Herbie the Love Bug in 67. I remember being very young and seeing it. But what they did with the Superman stuff is that all ended up on television. They compiled all of it in the 50s, made a TV series, and then we all got to watch it for years in reruns because it went syndicated.
No, that's the Superman from the what is it again? 1940s? Yeah.
Yeah, this is Fleischer Studios. This is the original. This is it. There were Superman movies, live action, but they were really awful.
Oh, here he is talking about Superman. Yeah, that's the old George Allen Supermans. Before George Reeves.
Come
took it
on,
over,
man.
they
Just
kind of
like in the
TV show.
60s Batman, who wants to see some guy in tights with his junk bulging out?
Hey, man.
I'm sure there's
George
some ladies out there that don't even mind.
Hey, nobody. The old George Reeves Supermans, the black and white ones from the 50s, those were actually pretty good, even though it's kind of campy.
Yeah, it was campy, but it was all right. I remember them. They kept replaying those right into the 70s. Hey, if you guys want to talk about cool old shit that they were still playing when I was a kid on TV, look up The Little Rascals from the 20s through to, I think, 44 or something like that.
All right.
It's
Little Rascals.
they're little shorts, and they're available all over online. You can watch them anytime you want because it's all public domain. Now, here's the creepy part.
Yep.
You should look up the curse of the Little Rascals and what happened to each and every one of them.
Including the dog.
None of them had a good life after that. Many of them died horribly.
Well, what year was this? Nobody.
From the
It
20s
was
to
in
the
the 40s.
40s. It was
40s.
later put on TV, packaged up as a show called Our Gang. But it was called The Little Rascals, Our Gang.
Yeah, dude. But we say waves okay. All that shit.
Some guy
Dude,
came
anyway,
out in the 70s. He was trying to say that he had been buckwheat, but they checked it out, and as it turned out, no, buckwheat had died of drug overdose in the 60s, and this guy was just another loser.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody. I was talking about the old George Reeves Supermans. I was just watching a movie the other day. It's kind of old. It's like late 90s, early 2000s, called Hollywoodland.
Hollywood.
That had George Reeves. George Reeves was played by Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty interesting story, considering he supposedly committed suicide, but there's thoughts that he was murdered.
You do realize Ben Affleck is the only man to have ever played Batman and Superman.
Yep.
He was Superman.
Yeah, George Reeves was the original Superman.
He played George Reeves, who played one of the original Supermans.
So you get to see Ben Affleck in old school Superman costume. Drunk as shit, scratching his balls.
And again, remember again, from 79 to around 88, they made 3 Superman movies with Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, wasn't that was
But they were no relation to each other.
I believe it was his son,
And
that's the one that ended up crippled and in a wheelchair. Died recently.
There were 4 of them, not 3. There were 4.
4 Superman movies. Let me see here.
The Christopher Reeves Superman movies. There were 4 of them.
There were 4 of them.
I am pretty much an expert on Superman, guys. You can ask me anything.
Oh, okay. So George Reeves and Christopher Reeves are not related. It was
they were not related.
The official thing is it was Warner Brothers who changed his real name to a professional stage name, George Reeves. George has no relationship to Christopher Reeve or any other actor by the last name of Reeve or Reeves. George was an only child, and he never had any children of his own.
He had a Pollock name.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was murdered.
Well, the official cause of death was suicide, but
do you guys have you ever seen an old 1960s TV series called Hogan's Heroes?
Yes.
Yeah.
The lead actor was Bob Crane.
Yep.
He was found beaten
murdered
to death, naked.
Yep.
The guy also used to make a lot of porn films, and no one has ever been captured for his murder.
Well, they never will be.
Actually, the rumor was he did a lot of gay porn. A lot of those old Hollywood actors, man, they went through a whole lot of shit.
Well, I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of creepy shit in Hollywood. And it goes way back. You can look up.
Do you guys
look up the Black Dahlia?
Do you guys know the name?
There's a big one.
Yes, Elizabeth Short. Do you guys know
that's
the name
one of the most
Roscoe
horrifying
Arbuckle?
murders ever, and no one's ever figured out who did that.
No.
You guys want to hear?
Do you guys know the name Roscoe Arbuckle? He was also known as Fatty Arbuckle.
Of course.
He was one of the first celebrities in Hollywood to ever have a major court case because he supposedly he supposedly raped Virginia Rapp and caused her internal injuries that killed her. But they now say that he probably didn't. That she had a lot of issues.
And I brought up in a stream before the unfortunate life of Fatty Arbuckle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Accused of raping a woman to death, and as it turned out, he never did it. But by the time they figured out he was innocent, Hollywood had destroyed him, and he never worked again. He died broke and penniless.
And dude, 30 years growing up around Hollywood, like, what do you want to know?
Another old actor that just got the shitty end of the stick was Bela Lugosi.
Yeah. Well, he was a heroin addict, but he got the shit in.
After all that time, many different movies playing Dracula, he never really got his royalties.
It's funny. We actually broke into and went on the property of Boris Karloff, his old house.
Dude, Boris Karloff was
been
a serious
cool.
fucking actor, man.
Didn't realize there are 3 graves in his backyard, still with the headstones and everything. They're legit fucking dead people buried in his backyard.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, and Lon Chaney were fucking amazing actors.
Well, and they were introducing the world to something that at the time, with Dracula, Wolfman, all that sort of shit, they were reintroducing like an old mythos to a generation at the time that had forgotten a lot of it. That's why
Not only that,
Frankenstein,
but all of those movies. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, man.
I think you said the internet problems again.
Oh shit! But
internet does that.
yeah, I was like, here, I'll tell you guys a funny story. So I won't say her name, but she's a makeup artist I've known for years. She worked with James Woods, who I actually met him when I was a kid when my mom was working on it. I think it was an HBO movie called Citizen Cone. Anyway,
he seems like he would be an asshole to work with, man.
He's not, dude. He's like, if you're dumb, he'll make fun of you to your face. But if you're smart, he'll sit down and have a conversation with you. Apparently, I wasn't that much of a dumbass, so actually I had a really good fucking conversation with him. But yeah, he also apparently is hung like a fucking donkey.
I don't know what I just walked into.
No. A makeup artist I know. She went to his trailer. I'm not gonna say which movie or anything because that'll give too much away. But anyway, she went to the trailer and she was supposed to do his makeup and everything, a little bit of prosthetic work on his face and stuff like that. He wanted it done in his trailer. Well, when she knocked on it, he opened the door in nothing but a robe and a 13-inch hard-on.
Woo!
Say hello.
God damn.
And was like, you want to do something about this? And she slapped it.
Ow! Don't slap it.
And was like, put that thing away.
Hey, that right there was the situation of say hello to my little friend.
I haven't seen that movie, Scarface.
Really?
Yes, it's a
Wow.
good movie.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
You
that
should
definitely
watch
has
it.
seen.
That is one of those movies I would highly recommend. If you are a fan of any sort of cinema or anything, that is one of those movies that was just perfection.
Mm.
Told
Yeah,
an
it
absolutely
feels
beautiful
good.
story.
Well,
It
if I can find it for free, yeah, I can do a watch party on it.
I put it this way, I would put Scarface in the same category as Citizen Kane. It was one of those movies that defined a generation.
Mm.
Yeah, and along with The Godfather and funny, he was in both of them.
Yeah.
He was in both of them.
Yes,
it was
he
Al
was.
Pacino in both.
Dude, Pacino played a fucking Tony Montana. He was just fucking cacarocha.
Hey, have you guys seen the Irishman?
Not yet. It's on my list, though.
You should. He plays Jimmy Hoffa in that. Pacino plays Jimmy Hoffa in that.
Apparently, some funny stuff about Jimmy Hoffa. Apparently, he wasn't killed.
I beg to differ.
I mean, the whole thing is, but it's like heard other things where he was just like, you know, his connections and stuff like that, the stuff that he was involved with, you know, it was
well, he was Teamsters Union, which means he was connected to the mob. So,
hey, Dad was 706, or no, Dad was 718, Mom's 706.
Oh, Union.
Yeah,
Teamsters.
Yeah, Teamsters. I got family that are longshoremen, stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
like I said, grew up around Hollywood and a lot of Teamsters and shit. Dad was Silver State Disposal. He's one of their lead foremans for years, and then Grandpa was the lead crane foreman for Jake's Crane and Rigging out of Vegas. So
my grandfather was Steel Metalworkers Union 106 out of Los Angeles.
Nice. They do good work.
He used to work in Hollywood.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how I ended up around the industry, Fed.
Yeah, dude. Like, there's so many damn roads that lead to this place, and once you get in on the inside, it's like you get introduced to this world, and it's still the outside. It's I don't know. It might have had something to do with the fact that I knew the best coke dealer in fucking town at the time.
Well,
who was getting 91% pure from UCLA?
Well, the only reason I didn't get into it deeper is because my dad had the presence of mind once me and my siblings got old enough to pull us the hell out of it because he didn't want us going down that path.
Well, yeah, because
it all leads particular path anyway.
Well, it's kind of weird. Hollywood, I keep trying to remind people of this too. Hollywood, it's two completely separate worlds. You got above the line and below the line. Below the line are like all your gaffers, electricians, hair, makeup, you know, all the busy bees who get the production up and running, costumers, all that. Grip, electric. It's the above the line. You're like when you start getting into like your camera operators, your directors of photography, directors, assistant directors, producers, the studio system. That's where shit starts getting very weird. Below the line crowd are like a bunch of blue collar workers with really cool jobs. And they really do operate like a gypsy tribe. Like, put it this way. If you're a woman and you're working in Hollywood, make friends with the Teamsters. I don't care how drunk you get, who you flirt with, or anything else. You will always make it home to your bed unmolested, unharmed every time.
Well, see, I remember some of the Paramount sound stages when I was little.
Like, Teamsters don't play that shit.
Yeah. No,
at all.
You heard what I said, right, Ben?
Oh, yeah.
I remember some of the sound stages, some of the lots and stuff, because I used to get drug along when I was like 5 and 6. And I'd have to sit in offices or get to wander around sound stages if nothing was going on.
Yeah, so we've probably covered a lot of the same territory, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if I haven't run into you from time to time.
Probably, because you do have a familiar face.
Yeah.
Like, names, I'm not so great with. Numbers and faces, though.
Well, I don't use my real name on here just yet. So.
Yeah, but really? Yeah. Well, hell, dude. I thought everybody knew my name was Mimetic Delirium. And I mean, everybody knows nobody.
Yeah, well, see, I only play Thade Bays on YouTube, so.
There you go. No, like some of you know my real name. And I mean, it's like you can look it up. I'm like, yeah, well, like my last name. Like I always wondered why so many doors opened up so effortlessly in this industry. And then I look and go, oh, so one of the top 3 lawyers for the entire entertainment industry has my last name. That explains a lot.
Yeah. It's
I
kind
was
of
like, I don't even know that. I don't even know this person. Apparently, I'm related to him or whatever, but I've never met him.
Let's just put it to you this way, Delirium. One of my very close relatives is a major makeup artist out there in Hollywood.
I probably know him.
You probably do.
It's like most of my clientele for like I started doing dog walking because it's easy to get start up on that, and I already had clientele baked in from years ago that as soon as they found out I was back in the area, they fired their dog walkers and hired me.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you actually show up on time, and like our animals are always really happy and well cared for. And I'm like, well, yeah, I enjoy that. You're paying me to do something I enjoy in the first place. I enjoy the company animals a hell of a lot more than people, to be honest.
In fact, Fed, there's only one person on this panel stream who knows my real name.
Right, I'm pretty sure. Here. I'm gonna post a link in chat. Here you go. There. Now you guys all know my. Now you know. Here, you can figure it out. Here you go.
Where is the chut? There it goes.
Yes. There you go. It's pop up now. You can go look now, and drink vodka. Be very good,
It's show up now and drink vodka.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hollywood, everybody's like, it's so funny. Like I sat on this one, and like you have no idea, like Mecca and a whole bunch of other people I know, they were mad as hell because I sat on this, and they're like, you didn't tell us for almost 8 months, and I was like, well, I made a promise that I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't tell anybody. I was like, I'm sorry. When I give a promise to somebody, it's why I don't give promises very often to anybody. Is I'll die keeping them.
Hey, Fed. In the interest of not saying anything too upsetting on Raquel's stream here, Mecca can go do take a flying fuck out of Rolling Donut at this point.
I saw some of the stuff that went down with that, and it was just like, you guys sort your shit out. I was like, hey, I get it. You make your living off of YouTube. He doesn't, and all this stuff behind the scenes and everything else. And I'm like, look, neither one of you, neither her nor Jesse have ever done me wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well, no.
So, it's like one of it's sad. That question you got to ask yourself, be like, dude, I get it. You guys are having an issue, but both of you have shown me the equal amount of respect, and neither one of you have drugged me into this. So I kind of felt like an asshole even being involved with it.
See, my problem isn't just my problem really isn't all that much with the situation between Jesse and Mecca. My problem isn't necessarily with the problems between her and Midnight's Edge and all that bullshit, because I really could give a shit less. No, I have personal reasons, so I won't go into it here.
Yeah, I mean, from what I know, just on a surface level, I'm like, hey, look, dude, like you guys are having your beef behind the scenes or whatever, figure it out. As far as like I get it, everybody, if you're making money off of YouTube or anything like that, you got to play things a certain way and stuff like that. So it's like I get it, all the tricks, you know, the rap battle bullshit and all that, but I'm just not down with all that. I'm like, if I don't like somebody, I'll just tell them off and fucking be done with them. They're dead to me.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm having to take that kind of turn myself, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of feel like an ass doing that because I'm like, I've always tried to, you know, be caring and understanding. Like my first thing is like when I see somebody hurt, my first instinct is to help them. I don't give a. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you know, time and experience, wisdom teaches you that. Yeah. Sometimes.
Well, my problem is I'm just getting started into this YouTube thing. And I would eventually like to, you know, actually get my channel up and running and do things. And I don't want to.
If you're gonna do it just to connect with people and talk to them, then you're cool. Like you're gonna run into butt heads and stuff like that every once in a while, and liars and, you know, backstabbers, stuff like that. The usual stuff that you run in with people. But if you're going to do it as like any sort of profession, if you're going to monetize it all or do any of that, yeah, don't trust anybody.
Well, see, with me, I'm just going to do it because I want to do it for now. But you know, if I can gain monetization or whatever, that's cool. But I'm not really focused on that just at the moment. I just want to, you know, I do these panel streams with people. And I do eventually want to make my own stuff, you know, and actually maybe get subscribers. But, you know, that's just.
Yeah, I'm on channel number 6 on YouTube.
Well,
I gave after dozens of accounts on Twitter and everything. Because it was like, dude, every time I would start to get an audience and start to get the attention and start hitting the algorithm, dude, they would look at my content and the stuff I was talking about, and they're like, "Oh, hell no!"
Well, they don't like that you spit in the truth bars, my friend.
Right, and I don't care who you are, what your status is on the food chain or anything else. I don't care. I'm like, dude, I'm after the truth. That's all that matters to me. Like I want true people. I want a true reality in front of me. Like I want to know what it is. I don't care how horrible it is, because like it's already bad enough as it is. It's like, well, look, no matter what happens, no matter how much beauty and sex and whatever else you want to throw into the mix, still eventually you got to die, which is pretty fucking horrible.
Well, Fed, see, that's why I'm never going to run for public office or for political office, because they'll probably assassinate my ass.
Well, cool. In that case,
Okay.
California, let's be running mates. Let's take this fucker over, dude, and get murdered.
You would be on the road, Fed.
Dude, I'd be the first politician to walk into the Satanic Church in San Francisco and piss on the altar.
Oh.
Yikes.
Hey, Fed, let's shoot for 2030.
2030. Like, which one of us is going to be less prone to going?
Yeah, I got to be a little older, or no one will buy into it.
No, I'd be that one person. I'd be like, hey, this would be my running platform. Patton was right. We should have wiped the floor with these jackasses while we had the chance. We're going to have to eventually. Let's get it over with. Who's with me?
Oh, you already know where I'm at, but I gotta talk to my roommate and stuff, so I gotta jump out of here.
All right, thanks for coming, Big Steve.
Night, Steve.
Good to see you, Steve.
Yeah, have a good night. Peace out, Fed.
Right on, Steve.
Later, Big Steve.
Have a good night, Raquel.
Party
You
on,
too.
Steve.
Good to see you, Stevie.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm being all like.
That's the first time I've seen him in weeks.
I like Steve, man. Like, I want to
Big
go up there and
Steve's
have a
good
beer with him.
person.
Steve's good people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. He's a good guy.
Be like, I don't know. Everybody I know up in the
It's all
Pacific
good.
Northwest is, yeah, they're not having good times right now.
Mm.
In fact, the first YouTubers that ever drugged me, well, the first of you guys that ever drugged me onto a live stream was Big Steve and Jesse. So,
Yep.
yeah, he's good people.
Yeah, dude, I remember when I used to do like, 13, 14-hour fucking live streams on the weekends and stuff like that. Like, dude, we used to talk about anything,
Jesus, man.
everything. Well, it was like,
I think
dude,
the
I was in
longest one
Atlanta.
I've been on was with you. I think the longest one I've been on was with you and nobody. That one night we did nearly 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, dude, and that used to be like, just walk in the park, man. I used to literally do like half-day live streams and stuff. Like, there was one time, we went 27 hours
to talk about, man.
Dude, we
27 hours?
27 hours.
How did you guys stay awake that long? Jesus.
I'm a natural insomniac, so it's like when I go through those periods.
Well, I'm a night owl,
Well,
but
Raquel-
I'm not that such a night owl.
Raquel, I can tell you what it was with me the last time I stayed up for 27 hours.
Math.
But it's not legal to talk about, really.
No. It was Adderall. There you go. It was Adderall.
It was Adderall, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now let's just say it was Bolivian marching powder.
Oh God. Yeah, the one thing I always hated about that was like it wears off after about 15, 20 minutes and you gotta snort another fucking line.
With me, it lasts about 4 hours, and then I've got to hit it again.
Oh God, I wish I had that. Like, unfortunately, in my system, it's like beer, alcohol, like anything I put in me. Like, one, I gotta double up and like drink fast or smoke fast or whatever else, because like shit wears off fast.
Oh, by the way, guys, we have a special guest here. Give me a second. Say hello, everyone.
Oh, it's Little Man. Hi, Little Man.
What's up, little bug-eyed buddy?
Aww.
He's like, you're talking about me. Yay!
Yeah, man. I grew up with those little dogs. They're Chihuahuas can be really sweet, but they can also be some mean little bastards too.
Well,
Just
this one
depends
right
on how
here,
they're raised.
this one right here, if it's me or my buddy Dustin, he's the sweetest creature in the world. Anybody else, he will eat your face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your face or your ankles?
Oh no, he sleeps on the back of one of my couches, so he will leap at your face.
Oh, wow.
Or
No,
whatever
boy.
body part is closest.
Yep.
Like, yeah, that was one thing I always dug about Chihuahuas. I'm like, even though they're some of them can be like really annoying and stuff like that, but it was the fact that I'm like, here you are, this tiny little thing. No one at my size, I could very easily just like, grab you and snap your neck, no problem. But yet you're still willing to come at me and defend your territory.
Man, they definitely have what you call little dog, big dog syndrome.
Well, no, it's like anything I've run across like that in life. Like there's a certain level of my person that actually respects that. That you're willing, even in the face of certain death, to defend your ground. Like, I'll respect that, and most of the time, I'll find a way to leave you alone.
This little shit made a Rottweiler run away.
Mm.
How many chihuahuas would it take to take down the grizzly bear?
You get them hopped up on a certain chemical, 2 or 3.
Wait, a Rottweiler?
It's the same Same answer. Same answer as the question of the universe. It would take 42. I'm certain of it.
Okay.
Well,
You know what?
it would take 41 to keep him busy and 1 to bite his nuts.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna do eventually? I wanna set up an attack fleet of armored chihuahuas.
Okay.
With laser beams.
Is that a chihuahua with a freaking laser beam on its head?
Mm-hmm.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Remember, guys, I am one lab accident away from being a supervillain. So
Already there, dude.
Shh, Fed, you're not supposed to tell them that.
Why? I'm gonna conquer him eventually anyway, so screw him.
I was talking about you letting on that you know I'm a fellow supervillain.
Oh, okay. Well, no, Thade's not a supervillain. He's just,
Really?
Yeah.
His avatar looks like it, though. Is that just Hulu?
No, that is Nerl-Hotep, also known as the Black Pharaoh of the Wild.
I'm not familiar with it.
Also known as the Creeping Chaos. He's actually the brother of Cthulhu.
Oh, okay. I have a black cat.
Uh-oh. Ooh, she's got
She
a
said
familiar.
you're not the only one that has a black pussy.
Yeah, her name is Pumpkin.
No, I only got one black kitty left, man. And he's
Oh,
old.
Geez, Raquel, I did not realize that you were in the craft. Nice little familiar you have there.
Thank you. Her name's Pumpkin. I think she's about. I think she'll be turning 10 soon.
she don't look like a pumpkin.
Guys y'all want to know a little bit of cat history with the occult? Yeah, I had learned this recently too. I was like, never knew that.
What?
So I always thought black cats were associated with the occult, because it's pretty widely held opinion and stuff like that. And then our culture and everything. I actually found out, I was like, really? So do you know what a mackerel tabby is?
Uh-huh.
The ones that have the like tiger stripes, they come in silver and brown and a whole bunch of other different colors. But one distinct marking is on their forehead, they have the marking looks like an M. Apparently, that is a highly desired trait in a familiar.
Mm-hmm.
That was considered. I was like, wait, so mackerel tabbies are the devil witch cats and not the black cats? What the hell?
Well,
We
you
were
know
lied
that
to again.
did you know that the ancient Egyptians used to mummify their cats?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, imagine being such a hoarder. You got to build a giant pyramid and have all your servants and all your possessions and your animals, and pets, and
Gold.
Actually, did you know that there has never been a tomb found inside any of the pyramids at Giza or Saqqara for that matter?
well, they were
Those pyramids were not tombs. They were
No,
something
there's-
else entirely.
I don't know what the pyramids are for, but they should. I don't know. Are there some kind of signal or
Well,
something?
They're actually an electrical. They have like water canals running under them,
yeah.
and it's assumed that they were used as like power plants.
Well, if
What
you look
for?
at like the Baghdad battery and all that sort of stuff, where the pyramids that we're seeing today, about half of what was there originally has been stripped away because it was made out of precious metals, stones, things like that. So the pyramids that we're seeing now are basically just the substructure that was underneath what was originally built in the first place.
So they're like
Well,
husks.
no. Here's something.
Yeah, it's the frame.
Here's something to get your mind thinking about things, though. They had to have had some sort of electric lights in ancient Egypt because none of those pyramid structures have soot marks from torches.
Oh. They had the Baghdad battery system, and they also had and this was something recently that Brigham Young University and the cultural studies groups that they're involved with down in South America. So when they were looking through the Mayan temples, they actually found out the current Mayan temples that everybody's looking at, those are like 7th generation. They just built pyramids on top of the original ones. Just made them bigger and bigger from one generation to the next. So the original pyramids underneath, dude, they're finding, they found these one things, and they've actually fired it up in a lab study, and it worked. So they had these magnetic plates, right?
Yep.
It also had a little tonal system underneath it, like a harmonic resonance. So you tap the harmonic, it'd vibrate this little inner filament, and it would start resonating off these magnetic plates. And then they used a type of rutilated crystal that actually, because of the vibration and the magnetics, the filaments inside glowed and put off light like flame.
You are exactly correct.
This was proven in a laboratory study in 2006. They were like, these are real.
Yep. Well, you know those crystal skull artifacts? They actually have a resonance behind them as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's all resonance, man. It's all nothing but signals overlapping. We basically are the signal remnants of things that have already happened. We're the echoes of the past, basically catching up to where things are. That's all we've ever been. We're signal
Some
remnants.
crazy stuff, man. Some crazy stuff, my man.
We are that secondary resonance that was produced between other different forms. We were a variable that wasn't accounted for, if you want to look at it that way. I mean, it was accounted for, but for the most part, it wasn't.
Sorry, yawning.
Yeah, no, dude, like...
That's one weird yawn. They're right, though. These two are right, absolutely. The Tesla knew that there was something to do. He knew about induction, which is part of what we're talking about. There's still resonance frequency going on there. But he, in the end of his life, when he ran out of money, his final experiments were all to do with crystals, sound, vibration, etc. He had gone that far.
Sound and motion can be used.
He got hosed. Big time.
Sound and motion.
Well, like everything is, if you want to look at it this way, everything is resonance, right?
Well,
you're living in an electric universe. Basically, everything is an excited particle state. That's what light, matter, form, color, all that is.
Anybody here who's familiar with Frank Herbert's Dune?
Oh yeah.
Well, at least the shitty 1984 movie, they used sound modules. They used these frequency modules that would focus your voice as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I would honestly love to invent that technology now.
It exists.
Because any army that actually would use that as a weapon would be nigh unstoppable.
Look up the LRAD systems. Those are the early.
I only got one problem.
Of it.
When you do make this sound, what about your friend beside you?
That's why you have to focus the sound. That's why whatever device you use would have to focus the sound.
Yeah, you only have a certain conal projection. It wouldn't project all around you, just through the tip of like a resonator or whatever.
It would focus through the weapon, whatever you were using as the focus point of the weapon. Mm-hmm. That's where the sound and frequency would go. So you would aim. It's like the little guns they had in that movie, they would use the resonance of their voice, and it would fire
Man.
off a beam of concussion light, basically.
Which, if you think about it,
Except
is
for in this case, it
a
would be
form
time.
of techno wizardry, because you're basically taking power words, which were original spellcraft. Certain spells, certain
Yep.
words chained together produce a certain resonant harmonics that produces a certain reaction in whatever matter it's projected upon.
Well, you guys,
What?
Wait, what?
your military developed a neat little weapon way back in the 90s that they're still playing with. It's a sound cannon. You can barely hear it, and it'll make you puke and shit yourself.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the LRAD.
The LRAD.
What's the LRAD?
It fucks with your inner balance, basically.
It produces different acoustic ranges, but certain frequencies can short out the human nervous system, can override your basically the electrical impulses in your brain between your neurons. So it can disrupt brainwave activity. You can do a lot with it.
Can make
And
you
yes,
dizzy.
the brown note.
It
The
can
brown
knock
note.
you.
The brown note is real. A buddy of mine sent me. They were manning an LRAD station outside of I think it was Baghdadi or whatever. Anyway, he fucking sent me this video, and he was like, "I'll probably go to prison for sending you this shit, but yeah, this shit's funnier than hell, dude." They hit this motherfucker with like this. And you don't hear anything. That's the funny thing. They hit him with this LRAD, and this dude just like stopped, crumpled over, and shit himself. Like have you ever been so drunk, like the convulsive puking where you just can't stop and it's involuntary? Imagine shitting yourself like that.
Yeah, the LRAD's bad, man.
I was like, the brown note is real. I want one.
No thanks.
Dude, yeah, I would drive down the LA freeways with that thing cranked up.
People shitting themselves all over the place.
In other words,
my
filling your
God.
pants.
Yeah, do not give me a toy like that.
No,
I will use it.
Well, Fed, that's why nobody will allow me to have a disintegration ray. Because I'd be driving down the highway and just like point the ray out the window and disintegrate somebody's car and let them hit the highway going 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, right. I'm like, this is the thing though. Even if I were like some like crazy supervillain who was just like murderous impulse towards the rest of the world, there's still I can't find it within me. There's something missing to my evil side. I can't hurt good people.
Look, Fed, I
I've
would
never
be
been
the
able
one
to do that. I always feel so bad and so
Okay.
low.
I would be the bounty hunter that Darth Vader looked at and went, "No disintegrations."
Well,
But you see, that actually doesn't make sense. In today's technology, a disintegration would be fine because you could film it, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, you put it on YouTube and get 2 million hits.
Yeah, people'd watch that shit. Hell, you could probably monetize a channel doing shit like that.
Yeah, why not? Guy
There you
made
go,
millions
Raquel.
of dollars off of paying bums to fight each other.
what deranged?
Go ahead and invent this integration ray and film it. And
Hell,
I don't think I wouldn't even want
stop
to.
it, little freak.
I don't think I even want to touch that.
Are you sitting here listening to us going, "Oh my God, why did I invite you knuckleheads to my channel?"
No, no, I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I'm having fun.
Stop it.
See, I'm trying to be good because I'm under somebody else's roof right now. Like, yeah, I'm big.
The
fan of
disintegration
gas.
ray already exists. It's called a flamethrower.
Well, there's also the 3.5 kilojoule laser that they're using. That, like, upon impact with most organic matter, it reduces it to inert carbons with.
And you can build a flamethrower. That's for real.
Oh, flamethrower is more fun though. You can hear the screaming.
I don't think
We
that would
lost
be
somebody.
very pleasant.
Well, if you're using a flamethrower on somebody, you're obviously like not a healthy human being in the head to begin with.
Mm. That's why in World War II, the Japanese, if they saw the guy carrying the flamethrower, that's the one they always went after.
Oh, they shot the hell out of that tank before it got anywhere close to him because they knew
Oh,
what was
yeah,
coming next.
yeah.
Dragon.
You guys, you can check this stuff out on YouTube. There's a collector. Sorry, Fed.
What a
Oh yeah, dragon. There's a collector though here in America that has a fine collection of all the Japanese weapons of World War II, and they're garbage. Jap weapons were just awful at that time.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, the head of their God, what was his name? He was the head admiral of the Japanese Navy. He famously said, that we've awoken a sleeping giant.
Yep.
Basically,
Yeah, that was Admiral Hirohito.
Hirohito, that was his name. Yeah, he begged them not to start anything with the United States. He was like, "These people are crazy. You have no idea. They once you unleash them upon the world, they will not stop." And yeah, he was right.
So I'm guessing the weapons weren't reliable.
I hate to bust anyone's chops, but if you look it up, that was Admiral Yamamoto that said that.
Good weaponry.
And yeah, their guns were pathetic. I mean, they were using nails to hold the butt plates onto the stocks at the end of the war.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, but you have to admit they had good aircraft.
Just good enough to fly into the side of a ship.
Yeah.
Well, they sure were brave. You got to give them that.
Hey, dude, anybody that's gonna commit Harry Carey or do the kamikaze or anything like that, you're like, dude, beyond anything else, at least you're committed. Yeah, that I can respect. I may disagree with you fundamentally, but the fact you're willing to put your life on the line,
Kamikazes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, actually,
in Guadalcanal, they'd be out of bullets. They'd fix bayonets, and they would charge machine gun nests with like 20 guys, and of course, they'd all die.
But they weren't about to be taken alive either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
before dishonor.
Like I said, I may have fundamental disagreements with people, but if you stand up for what you believe in or whatever, I'm more likely to take what you have to say seriously, to be honest. So my understanding of the world is you have all these different little pieces on the board, and until you put them all together and cut through all the bullshit and everything, you're never going to see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Once you see that bigger picture, though, you'll never forget it.
True. Very true.
And you'll never fall back into those old habits or the old social engineering techniques or any of that crap. I'll just be honest, like, for most of the power systems in the world and the cabal, whatever you want to call them, or whatever else, Illuminati, all these different groups and everything, I am one of their enemies. Always have been. Ever since I figured out who ever since I was exposed to who they were and saw them for who they were. I'm like, you guys are evil little bastards. I was like, you ain't trying to do anything but subjugate and control the species rather than trying to help them rise up to something better than what we are. So, like, you're a bunch of death cults and everything else, and I'm down with that. I'll always side with life. Always have, always will. You know? I understand, the cycle, everything, the way it works and all that, but I'm like, if you're one of these people who worship death, don't come to people like me because we'll help you find it.
I don't necessarily worship death, but given my profession,
That's a part of life.
I feel akin to it.
Yeah. There's a reverence to it. It's part of the cycle. But those who worship it and basically are looking for ways around it. Like when I say death cults, I'm talking about, people that have been chasing down immortality and doing immoral, screwed up shit to the rest of the people around them in the search for that. Done horrific experiments on their fellow human beings, just trying to find a way to extend their own lives.
In a lot of ways, I seek immortality, but I don't seek it at the cost of other people.
Right, exactly. They're like, personally, I'm like, I'm okay with leaving the body behind. I just want my consciousness intact. Like,
I've often said, because of my injuries in my life that I've taken that are pretty serious, I've often said that when cybernetic limbs actually do become a thing for real, that I would go ahead and take. I would take the transhumanist approach to that. I would allow, as long as I could do it where they wouldn't control me with it, I would do it.
My current crop of transhumanists are, just same shit, different paint job as everything else. Like, they're a bunch of dumbasses basically just wanting to control everything. And I'm like, no. I'm like, nah, you can't be doing that. I'm like, look, if you want to do the thing where we raise all of humanity up, and realize that we're all everywhere on the planet is in different stages of development, and you're going to have to work with that, and kind of not everybody's going to be on the same footing.
I would not mind.
Look behind me. Look what showed up in the mail the other week.
Oh, pirate flag.
The Jolly Roger.
Ain't that cool? And it's an actual flag. I could run it up on my pole.
A fantastic flag and an even better book.
Last night on Jesse's stream, we were talking about taking over pirate ships on YouTube. Basically raiding other people's stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like the show
we got our flag now. Run up the colors, boys.
We're like me and Deranged.
Yo ho, me hearties, yo ho.
Dude, I still got one of those, like, I think it's like 10 foot by 8 foot or whatever, but it's one of those big black, remember the old graphics bongs with the skull Joker on everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have one of those flags of that.
What were you saying, Raquel?
Oh, me and Deranged have been watching this Netflix series. It's called The Lost Pirate Kingdom. They were talking about Ben Horny Gold and stuff like that. Blackbeard.
Every time they say the pirate's last name, Horny Gold, I'm like, I crack up every time.
Hey,
What kind
Darius.
of gold is that? It's horny.
Raquel, do you know about the female pirates?
Yes, I forget their names.
Anne Bonny.
Yeah.
And I believe the other one was Mary Reed.
Mm-hmm.
They ran around with Calico Jack.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't got. I don't think they've gotten quite to that point.
You should watch Black Sails.
Oh, I watched that whole series. That is a good series. Oh my
Black
God. I tried to get
know,
Jesse to watch it. I'm like, man, if you like pirates, you're gonna like that series.
I'm
hey, guys,
really? I'm surprised he hasn't
a
watched that.
series that I'm actually working on right now that I think is really good, but it's been on for some years. I think they're actually in their final season now. Is the show Vikings?
Vikings?
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
it's
fucking good,
Yeah, it's really good, dude.
and it's actually very, very historical too.
Dude, Floki
So's Black
is
Sails.
a freak, yo.
Courtney,
Oh yeah.
get your ass in here.
Who you get?
Oh,
Who
Courtney.
you
Courtney.
cussing at?
It's the Courtney.
It's the Courtney. It's the
She's in the
old
chat.
Courtney.
She's
Tell
in
her.
chat.
Tell her you're outnumbered.
Yes, I need another lady in here.
Come on in, Courtney. We need
Yeah.
another female on the stream.
Too much sausage.
Poor Raquel's in a sausage party. Help her out here.
I'm not numbered. Help me, Courtney.
Yeah, but I don't hear Raquel complaining.
Hey, Raquel, remember this. Remember this sentence. Help me, Courtney. You're my only hope.
Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yeah.
Help me,
stuck in
Obi-Wan
here with the
Courtney. You're my
knucklehead.
only hope.
You're
Okay,
like,
so
this is not the sausage
let me-
we're looking for.
let me remove one of the sausages for a minute because I just realized my angry orchard it is empty. I need more beer and I think a
no.
quick cigarette. So I'll be in chat
Hey,
for a couple
All right.
minutes.
don't wander off, you freaking sausage.
No. You can just
No, I'm
stay
not
on
going
here.
anywhere. I'm gonna go have some nicotine, grab another brewski, and yeah, I'll be right back.
He's gonna go watch a
I'm
cockfight.
still listening. I'm in chat. I'm
All
not
right,
going anywhere.
Just
He's going for a cream
Yeah.
of someone guy break.
Yeah.
take a 5-minute break.
I've seen him do this on his own streams. He's not going to leave. He'll just
No.
wander off and keep talking in
Dude,
chat.
I've been in those streams when he just
Yeah.
disappears.
Were you on Jesse's stream the other night
I do what I want.
Who, me?
when
No.
he burned up he lit that freaking
Oh, that was last
Forge
night.
of his?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
crazy,
last night.
man.
I
Damn.
left before he lit the forge. I left right before they were messing with the forge.
Looked like he was
Oh, that was
sacrificing
awesome. I thought he was going to blow himself up.
What he was doing?
He bought a forge like Ginger.
Oh, okay. What
They're the
is he melting
Forge
metals
brothers.
too?
He's gonna work on copper and stuff like Ginger is,
What for?
just to
something.
have
Why
it.
not?
Why not? Men like
It's
melting.
a man
things.
thing.
Okay.
Men like melting things.
But what are you gonna do with all that copper though?
You can sell it. It's worth a
You
lot,
make a lot of money off of copper.
and it's easier to sell in the bars like Ginger's making.
Yep.
In fact, I wouldn't mind getting into that. I just don't have the capital to buy a forge right now.
Any crazy stuff happened last night, Deranged?
Last night,
Mm-hmm.
after no, we had the ambulance here. Was it 2 or 3 times today? Yeah.
What do you do, Deranged?
I live in a building where it's elderly and disabled people, and when the office is gone, I'm the one that has to kind of.
Oh, so you're
manage
kind of
the
like a
place.
super then?
You call me whatever, super, night monitor, dumb fuck, whatever. Hey,
Yeah,
dumb
see,
fuck.
I
Yeah,
used to be night security here at the apartments I live in.
yeah.
but then I shifted to night shift at the morgue, so I couldn't be night security here anymore. But now that I'm going back to days, my the on-site manager wants me to go back to doing night security again, and I'm like, if I do that, I won't get any sleep.
Yeah. But when their office is closed, I'm the one people, come to, like if they lock themselves out or if they're moving in or out, if there's an ambulance coming or something like that,
Yeah.
That's me.
Well, no, what's stupid is this guy's the on-site manager. He lives here. But like he shuts himself down at like 7:00 and then expects me to take up the rest of the night for him. It's like, look, dude, I work 12-hour days.
Yep.
6 days a week in the morning. Why the fuck do you think I would have stay up all night playing Watchmen?
Yeah. Well, so the one good thing is I get a free apartment out of it, but some days I'm like, is this apartment really worth it?
I don't know.
How many times have we got interrupted, Raquel, because I had to go take care of something?
I don't know. To me,
Lost count. Yeah. I lost count.
Courtney!
Whoa.
Courtney!
Here I come to say the day, except I can't talk.
Well, it's not quite the sausage fest it was now.
Here I come to prove you're gay.
That's a good one. I'm still trying to get headphones on and stuff. Sorry, it took me a while.
Did you get your ice cream?
No.
What? Come on.
In the dark.
Speaking of ice cream,
your bosses haven't come yet.
My favorite ice cream is the Carvel ice cream that you get at the.
They used to do the Cookie Puss cake.
I know they used to have their own store, but now they only can find them at the grocery stores now.
My favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip. Don't care what brand. I love mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Mint, I'm not really a fan of mint. It's just like toothpaste to me.
That's the worst.
No, you need real mint, not that cheap mint flavoring they use. Like real mint sprigs taste so much different, and they're so good.
Yes, actual if you make your
fresh Egyptian mint is so good.
I like
My
Haagen-Dazs
favorite ice
vanilla
cream
Swiss almond.
is free.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You like Haagen-Dazs what?
Vanilla Swiss almond.
Ah, yummy.
Hey, can I humble brag for a minute?
Sure.
No.
Hey, I just want to say, thank you to whatever the hell's going on right now, because while I stepped outside and had a smoke, I just got another job.
Oh, that's great!
Another job. Wow.
Yeah, and that's I guess
Good
doing
for
a
you.
whole back deck and everything. It's like probably about
Cool.
$8,000. So, woohoo!
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm like,
Hurrah, hooray.
who knew just building shit and fixing old stuff would actually get so profitable? I'm like, I'm already looking on track. I set a goal for myself earlier this year. I was like, dude, I need to hit 60K this year. Like, no matter what I got to do, side jobs, whatever I got to do, I got to hit 60K. And the way it's looking, I'm going to hit closer to mid 70s, low 80s for the year. So hard work, man.
Do you need a secretary?
I don't know if things keep going the way they're going. Fuck, I might have a crew.
Pick me.
Everything
pick
else,
me.
I'm like, I'm just like,
congratulations, man.
But you want to live in California, Southern California? You want to live in LA?
Do you know that
area?
half of my friends all live in that area, Burbank down to San Diego.
I personally, I miss seeing green shit. Everything here is, I'm like, it's damn near as depressing as growing up in Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
Well, other than like a couple weeks out of the year in the springtime when it rains, like the rest of the time it's just various shades of brown and tan. And a lot of poisonous shit trying to bite you.
Hey, Fed. I dropped you my phone number in the private chat because I need to ask you some techie questions about YouTube.
Me too.
Oh, he doesn't answer mine. If you answer theirs, you're in trouble.
Well, here, you know what? Just so I can fucking.
You're gonna have to do a lesson for all of us. Oh, do you guys want to hear?
I've just been wanting to do a stream with Fed and get him to help me get a couple things together.
No, this might be the one.
Everyone will appreciate my boomer moment. It was called, I guess, the other day.
Big time boomer.
I logged onto Discord to they were watching a show, and I didn't know there was such a thing as voice chat.
Yeah.
You just imagine. So I'm talking to someone, and I'm like, wait, why did they say hi so fast? Can they hear me? My buddy's like, I don't know. Why don't you ask them? Thought they were being sarcastic. I'm like, I'll lean close to my phone. Can you hear me? I threw my phone when I got a response. I was like, a little embarrassing. It's over with now. We're all good. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Typical Courtney moment.
I didn't notice Discord had voice chat, so I was sitting in Raquel's voice channel for like 3 days before she told me, like, "Hey, do you know that you're in voice chat?"
Like, I don't even know what I said before. Like, who knows what I said the whole time? Like,
that's what I was thinking.
You're like, you asked me, did you hear anything? No.
Like, did I say anything? I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure I said something. No, my big mouth. Oh well.
As long as it was nothing pervy, I guess, huh?
Just another day in the life of Courtney. No, you're the pervy one, DL. That's why we love you.
Well, yeah, I know. Somebody slapped me on the ass today. I said, if you're gonna slap me on the ass, you gotta put a little more finger into it.
They just gave you the coach pad, huh?
Yeah. The next time she did, she gave me a little more finger. I said, now you're getting there. Yeah.
I'm not really laughing, but I'm laughing. Because I'm a lady. I'm here to destroy the sausage party.
Yeah, good luck on that one.
One of my
Raquel,
favorite jokes is,
even though
I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Hey, guys, at this point, to get any action, I'm going to have to slap myself on the ass, all right?
Yeah.
Dude, like, I hate to say this. All I got to do is go out to a club or something.
Oh yeah, because you're the
dirty bastard.
No, like this is the thing.
Is this a titty bar or something?
Yeah.
No, all my friends, everything else, like I see them, they got mad games, stuff like that, and everything else. I walk into a club, I walk out with 2 on my arm.
It's because you're a pimp. Remember, you're big pimping.
I've never been able to figure that out, though. I'm like,
okay,
what
guys,
the hell?
I can do
I
that.
don't go in there. I don't go in there with that agenda. You know, I'm gonna get laid.
Sure, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I literally, I go out and basically. I want to watch people. I want to listen to music. I want to have a good time and have good conversations and everything. And it's just things naturally end up going that direction.
So you're going with 2 women.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Man, all I
don't need to know more.
You sexy piece. All I got to do is go to a karaoke bar and start singing, and I get phone numbers easy. Problem is,
they're all men.
And even if they were, so what?
Oh my God.
$20 is $20.
No, not in the Speedo.
Hey,
in
man.
In our
Hey,
town,
look.
people say all girls have to do is walk backwards down the sidewalk, and they're all it's horrible.
Hey, guys.
Horrible.
Let me just say this. The comedian George Carlin once said, If you walk into a dark room and there's another person in there, but you can't see them, and they touch you and you're touching them and they're touching you and you're touching them, it feels really good. But if you turn on the light and find out it's another man, society has conditioned you to go,
I've been violated.
But guess what? It felt really good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can smell you.
Ew.
You remember Tina telling that story about her and her mom were talking, and she's like, her mom's like, that top's a little low, don't you think? And her mom and Tina's like, yeah, it better be out. Those drinks aren't going to pay for themselves, you know.
Hey, man, even guys got to get out there and shake it sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
So long as you're amongst consenting adults and everything, get your freak on, do your thing.
Get your freak on.
You know,
Freak on.
stay away from the kids and the animals. Like y'all, some sick motherfuckers doing that shit. Like people out there all involved in that, and like as we're slowly finding out in the modern world, it's a lot more prevalent than we thought it was.
Hey, we're having a good time
Dude,
here. We're getting
our prime minister, our prime minister recently, like just I believe it was 2 years ago, legalized sex with animals in Canada.
No,
I kid you not.
No way.
In Amsterdam, they had all the movie theaters. I'm like, ew. Oh,
What kind of sick, demented person would do that?
Let's pick someone off this chat. Let's see.
Wait,
hey, you know what?
Look
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
No, I think what we got here is I think our prime minister might be a horse fucker.
Yo,
Oh, wow.
Horse fucker. Oh, goat fucker. That's why from Canada today. They talking about how they love the Obamas and couldn't stand Trump, and I'm like,
aside from all the politics and everything, just look at our culture and the taboos that we're now accepting. It's like, oh, well, we're at the final taboos. I'm like, what? Nah.
No,
I give it maybe about a year or two until people are like, you need to respect that brothers and sisters want to make babies together.
Oh, please no.
Guarantee you. That's already on the way. That's like one of the last taboos is incest, and they're going to try and normalize that too. They've normalized everything else.
Fathers marrying their daughters and shit like that. Yeah.
You know, and I kind of look at it and I go, I see what's going on with our species as a whole at the moment. We're like kind of being conditioned. We're being socially engineered to like have no center, no foundation, no nothing, so that you're easily manipulated.
Yep, that's it. I'm gonna, jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
In Minecraft?
No, not personally. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you if you jump off the cliff or whatever. But personally, I say we grab these fuckers and throw them off the cliff instead.
Hey, you know what? You got a point.
Like just saying.
Hey, guys. Fade and Fed 2030. Just remember that. We will make the world right again.
If you want to see the Illuminati and all them burnt to the ground, and every other little group in between and connected through the ages and all that. If you want to see all that get burnt down and humanity actually have the future, Fade and Fed 2024.
Yes, let's move up the timetable.
Be like, let's make humanity great again.
Oh!
And that ain't even getting on that, Orange Man bad trip. That's just going, look, man, like, I want to believe in our species. I want to believe that we have this beautiful future ahead of us, beyond all of us. Like, once we're gone, that there actually is, like, humanity's going to go on to do absolutely fantastic things and go explore the universe and everything. I want to be a part of that narrative. Like the current narrative we're on is shit.
Yep.
It really is from top to bottom. It's just a big pile of steaming fucking awesome.
Well, it's like I was telling
Humanity
nobody
rocks.
earlier.
Never forget it.
Wait, what?
Humanity rocks. Never forget it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much damn potential in our species, and like it's just wasted and squandered and thrown away like garbage. And I'm like, really? You have human beings like these people would like they came out of a ball sack from the void and became these thinking, breathing, creative entities that are capable of great and terrible things.
Some people need to go back into the ball sack.
They probably should have been sprayed out on the sheets, but whatever.
Yeah.
Retroactive abortion should be a thing.
It is in certain circles.
Hey, just give me a purge day.
Be like, look, 65-year abortion, it's totally okay.
Ew.
Look. Give me one purge day a year. That's all I'm asking.
You mean like the purge?
Yes, the purge. Give me one day a year, and I will be a busy little bee.
So
if there was a purge, I got some bad news for you. Y'all be freaking dead.
Probably.
Well, I know I would. I would be dead right away.
I'd be in the best hiding spot ever.
Agreed.
You never find me.
Not me. I'll just be going from one target to the next, upgrading weapon systems as I go.
Yeah.
Hey, you know that 80s song "Dancing in the Streets"? Yeah, that's gonna be me. I don't give a fuck. Come at me, bro.
I'm gonna be snuggling with my Walter, and I'm gonna be hiding and protecting my dog.
I'm going to hide with my cat and protect her too.
Pumpkin and Walter.
I'm going to be in the street with my horde of armored chihuahuas, and we're going to be taking care of business.
Now, if this isn't a sausage party, what is one?
Did you guys ever see Streets of Fire?
No.
Yes, a long time ago.
Absolutely fantastic movie. Write that one down.
Great soundtrack too.
Yeah, exactly. But Tom Cody, personal hero of mine growing up.
We were just talking about the movie Commando on a different chat. They were talking about a different chat. They actually did.
Matrix, it was all right, but
I don't like the Matrix.
Oh, it had a young Willem Dafoe.
No, I'm talking.
It's got Rick Moranis in it too, if I'm not mistaken.
What, Spaceball or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like that?
That's Rick Moranis.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, who's making his Hollywood comeback in the next couple of years too.
That's
Me
cool.
too.
It's going to be in the next Ghostbusters, supposedly.
Yes, he is. And that comes out later this year.
When is that, Shade?
Ghostbusters Afterlife. Technically, Ghostbusters 3.
Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we don't count ladies Ghostbusters. We don't count that one.
No, I do not count Lady Busters.
No.
No, see, they did the right thing with the kids and everything. Because I'm like, that's what you should have done in the first place. If you're going to do an all-female Ghostbusters, have it be their daughters or whatever.
I'm going to be on it.
You screwed up with how mythos works, how mythology works. It's passed down from one generation, stories and everything.
And see,
I was like, you just tried to shoehorn in this, girl power bullshit, and it didn't jive with anybody because it's fake.
By the way, ladies.
I'm like, dude, you don't have to fake girl power. It's there. All you got to do is just write a good story, and it's going to do itself.
Girl power, especially GRRRRL. Okay.
Hmm.
I was like, dude, you need men and women to fucking complete the equation. If you tell the stories correctly, both sides shine equally, and they show like everybody has their role in things.
Yeah, the women we're really good gold diggers.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You forgot,
chase
so
after all the
soon?
high value targets and shit, and like write these crazy, Tinder bios and everything. Like a laundry list of you need to make 6 figures a year and be a perfect 10 and be a perfect gentleman. Well, I'm this slob and
I don't know what
sweatpants
kind
with
of
5
girls you're
kids.
hanging out with. But you got 2 of them on each arm when you leave the club.
And let me tell you this: they're not them ugly ones on Tinder.
But I bet you they're gold diggers.
Oh, of course. But
Like
even
gold
gold diggers. Hey, even gold diggers like the real thing every once in a while.
Chicks
Hey,
love copper, man. They love copper.
Fed, say what
Emerald.
you want about gold diggers.
Emerald.
I mean, say what you want about those Tinder chicks, but they're always getting laid. Just saying.
Right, because you got a bunch of weak ass dudes, and they're always bitching about that because they get fucking beat up by the other struggle snuggling and all that sort of stuff. And they always bitch about these dudes that oh, men ain't shit, men are this, men are that, and I'm like, yeah, it's because you ain't been with a real man.
Hey, Courtney.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, you've been with these little allies and basically beta dudes that want to tell you everything you want to hear.
Yeah, don't trust anyone who wants to tell you what you want to hear.
Courtney, I'm going to take you back to one of the first streams I was on with you. Surprise butt sex.
Oh, we love it. Don't you know that? We're totally every girl likes the sneak attack of the bummy. It's like, don't tell
I remember
anyone
you saying that.
Dude.
Of course people remember me saying that.
I like the part when you were like, you're getting, no one could hear you. So the way you did it to make everyone shut up, you said, I want to show my boobs. And everybody went dead silent.
Stream up. Yeah, that was good. I'm good at that
It was
stuff.
fucking funny. And then made you look.
I like the way you said, surprise butt sex.
That was great. And you know what's funny is I started that shit.
Yeah, but I finished it. I
started the joke and you made it great.
Who just gave me the credit of finishing it? Who gave me that? Who gave me the credit?
Well, look, women will say that, and then their men will look down and see they're wearing a strap on.
Where do you even come from?
Courtney, I just gave guys, Courtney, I just gave you all the credit in the world. I said I started it and you made it great.
Yeah, I finished it. Don't ever forget. Because we really do like.
Well, aren't you ladies?
So Courtney always finishes.
Oh, so you're a finisher, huh?
Okay, no. I refuse to lose the power to the men.
Hey, Courtney.
It will not happen.
Courtney, isn't it up to the women to always finish it because we can't?
Oh, sure you can, man. Just a little knuckle shuffle on the piss pump, and it's over and done.
Well, actually, yes, usually.
Well, that's 85% of men. That's not me.
Oh, what? You all get quiet because I muted myself? You missed me already?
I don't know. I was loading a bowl.
You were loading what?
Last night,
yeah, this is the first time I got.
I heard something about a load. That's all I know.
Dude, this is the first time
I've
gotten home before. This is the first time I've gotten home before 9 o'clock at night on my end.
I can't even get a sticking job even when they're offered to me. So don't complain.
Dude, just get out there and hustle.
I'm not allowed.
Yeah, it says who?
My doctors.
Well, fuck your doctors. Get out there and hustle.
Doesn't work on me.
I'm sorry. You want to accomplish things in life?
No, I am accomplishing things in life, but I don't need to be out working and with what I do. So
tell you detractors, be like, eat a dick and get out there and do it.
A bag of dicks? Where'd you get the bag of dicks? I want the bag of dicks.
Oh,
where
you
you
want
got those?
here? You want to see a bag of dicks? I got a bag
I've
of dicks.
seen
for you.
them. You showed them
Well,
to me.
Let
I
me
want the bag
let me
of dicks.
plug my camera and I'll show you. I
Are you gonna
actually
show
have
me
a
you
bag
have
of
it?
dicks.
Can I see
Guys,
one?
I got a funny
It's-
story.
it's-
I got a funny story.
Uh-oh.
The whole bag of dicks thing. There used to be a candy shop over here by where I live that used to sell gummy dicks. Okay.
There
Like,
was one
they-
in Boston too.
I got
And
Sour Patch
I
Kickers.
used to hold on, guys. I'm not finished. Let me finish. So I used
Let
to
the
go
man
order.
finish.
Let's say
I
finish.
used to go. I used to go order a bag of gummy dicks and send them to people I don't like.
I want. Okay, Raquel or someone I was telling this to. I need like a collection of different bags of dicks to send them to people exactly for that reason. Now there used to be,
But then I came up with.
good thing.
But
Someone
no.
you end up
I
eating
came
them
up
because
with
you
a
get, like,
new
the
thing I'm
munchies.
going. I came up with a new
Lady
thing I'm
finish.
going to do.
Which is
Want a bag of dicks?
Well, I wasn't finished in
Ed,
the first
send
place.
me a bag of dicks, please.
There you go. Packer
I
Patch
want it.
Flowers.
Sweet and chewy.
well,
Is that
see,
actually a bag
flowers.
of dicks?
This is a bag of dicks. Would you like a bag of dicks? I got a bag of dicks for
I
you.
want you to mail them to me.
Pucker, what's that pucker? What?
I would love a bag of dicks. Oh
See,
my
now
god!
I just want to get. Now I just want to send a bag of dick tips to people. You don't even
Well,
get the
okay,
whole bag of dick.
they had
You just
this
get a bag
place-
of dick tips.
Just the
They had
tip,
this
baby.
place in
Just the
Boston
tip.
called Sweet and Nasty, and they made like boob birthday cakes, and penis birthday cakes, and vagina birthday cakes, everything you can imagine. I bet you they had a bag
You
of
could
dicks.
go
I
on
just didn't
Amazon
notice.
and get chocolate covered anus.
Okay, no, that's just too
What?
far. That's too much.
Did you just say chocolate covered anus?
I
Yes,
don't know
you
where I
did.
saw this,
You
but
can go
I
get
was
a
like,
chocolate anus on.
Oh, you've been to those
Amazon.
Hollywood parties too?
I was like
No,
looking at
I
like
saw-
a picture on the internet, and I came across a picture of a cake of an ass.
And
That's
Ass
what they used to
cake.
sell at this candies at the stores. I think it was called Sweet and Nasty or something. It's right off of New
Yes,
Bridge
there
in
was an
Boston,
article.
Mass.
There was a company in California that you'd go to them, clean your asshole up really well. They would make a mold of it and then make a bunch of chocolates of your anus. And
But
you
why
could
was
give
I
them
not
to your
invited?
friends.
I heard about that.
we're talking about doing that, getting
Someone
the
say I heard
manager
about
of the
that.
building a chocolate
Sausage
anus and say, next time I
party.
want to chew somebody's ass out here, eat this.
See, now what you need to do is make a bunch of those little chocolates and everything, and then you include a little bottle of syrup and some jelly.
Okay. So you have promised me things before. I want the bag of dicks. You're gonna mail them to me.
I'm not mailing you my bag of dicks. I've had
you
these
told
for
me you
like 8
would.
years.
You said you've had it for 8 years. You didn't break down when you were stoned and eat any? They look delicious.
No, like that's a bag of dicks, so I can shake it at
They're
the camera.
gummy worms. They look like gummy worms. It's like 2 eggs or something. I don't know.
They kind of are. They're and then they got that like sour.
So what? You're
sweet
afraid of eating a bag of
sugar
dicks?
salt
Are you
shit.
afraid? Are you chicken?
Okay, so you got a
I
bag
am
of
into
sour
dick.
dick.
Are you chicken?
Are you suggesting he's not secure enough to eat a bag of dicks?
Yes, I'm suggesting exactly that.
Yes.
Ooh, someone's.
No, I will give a bag of dicks. Okay.
I'm going to win tonight, Fed, for once.
Oh, you think so?
Ooh, those are fighting words.
Them's fighting words for real, yo.
Raquel just sent you something in Messenger.
Like you
Oh, really?
do not know the depths of my assholishness.
And the
Okay,
bun
at
shall
first
destroy
I
the
thought of the
sausage.
depth of your butthole and I was just shut off. So
Oh, jeez.
sorry, Raquel. Do I have to be muted now? Yes.
No. Like the DL was like send me the link of anus butthole chocolates.
Edible
Oh, you know.
anus.
Raquel,
Sometimes you get
tell your
hungry.
mother.
Sometimes you get a sweet tooth.
She just just sent me the anus chocolate link for anus chocolates.
I just want a bunch of
There
them.
you go.
I really do.
Okay, now
Tell me where to
someone
find them.
said someone has to make a chocolate testicle because sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you
I say Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't.
Dude, I think you just gave me like a
I think that was
$1 million
chocolate
idea.
salty
No,
balls.
you're not allowed to steal ideas.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
nobody and my idea, or whoever brought it up.
Ooh.
No, see, I got some industrial silicone in the closet, couple like gallon jugs of it. I could like make a little, make a little form up and everything, mix some of that up, dump it in there, and then dip my nuts in it.
Dip your balls in it.
Yeah, and then just produce some like I don't know. I'd probably have to use walnuts because they're pretty big and everything. But
Those better be clean.
Guys, we need to get a hold of Matt Parker and Trey Stone and see if we can't go ahead and make our own chocolate.
I know how to get in touch with them. No, for real, I do. You can talk to me
Put them
on
in your
another.
mouth and suck them.
Yeah.
That was funny, Derek.
I think you spoonered their names, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, right? But we know who you mean.
I did 2 CB with those two clowns.
That's awesome.
They
Is it
had-
when they went to the red carpet and dresses?
Oh,
they
I
have,
saw
they
that
have
one.
scheme about ties in my town. So
No, they were hanging up in Portland for a couple weeks. There was a buddy of mine. He was dating a lawyer that had a house up on I think it was Mount Wilson. I think is what it was called. Anyway, it's like 8-bedroom mansion or whatever. They had a huge party there, and they showed up spinning records, got all fucked up and everything, and just those two guys are fucking crazier than shit.
Mm-hmm.
did you ever see Cannibal?
But not like you would expect them to be all like South Park crazy or anything, but they're not. They're just like weird as shit, dude.
Cannibal the musical or whatever they did. That was a good one. I think it was called Cannibal the musical.
Yeah, Cannibal the musical.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like Matt, I smoked a cigarette with and had a conversation about how crazy it was, how long the light took from stars to reach Earth and shit like that.
Oh yeah, it's 8 minutes from our own sun.
But I'm just sitting there. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. You're the guy that created fucking, respect my authority and all that and everything. And we're talking about the fucking stars and solar cycles and everything.
Yeah,
They
are real people too.
You don't turn your back on the world.
Guys.
But the crazy thing was they were just like, kind of like Matt was more the one that was just kind of like,
Have you seen him trying to get out that line about the cuttlefish?
Oh God, yeah.
Hey guys, here's the crazy part about our star, our sun.
Mm-hmm.
The light takes 8 minutes to get to us, but if we were to take our current space shuttles and leave Earth and go to the sun, it would take us about 75 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's that close to us.
Unless you use, let's see, they have ion propulsion now, so like ion engines, twin ion engine fighter, TIE fighter, that shit's real.
Yeah, but they haven't perfected the ion engine yet, Fed.
JPL NASA, actually I know a couple dudes out there right now, still.
I'm not saying they're not working on it, I'm just saying they don't have a actual
working prototype?
Yeah.
That's
that
already,
we know about.
That's already been launched, dude.
Well,
that was in 2014.
Yeah, but it didn't do well. What I'm saying is they need to actually build a Kubiari's warp drive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're talking about shit. I believe
Full
it was.
space.
It's based. Well, it's based on. There was a kid down in I think it was Mexico. He's like 15-year-old kid that came up with. It's called the EM drive. I think is what they finally classified it as.
The electromagnetic drive.
Yeah,
but it was.
That's
it was
a little different.
But it was no, it's not the EM drive.
I remember hearing about the EM drive, but the Alcubierre warp drive is like a Star Trek style warp drive. But I think you need exotic matter in order to create the negative pressure at the back of the warp bubble, which, as far as we know, doesn't exist.
Right. This kid actually found the formula that would actually make that work.
Yeah. Well, for some of these, we have the formulas. You just need the materials.
Right, which we have to create.
Right.
They don't occur in, well, not in this, like where we're at in this part of the galaxy. None of those type of materials exist.
Yeah, material science is the big barrier holding us up from a lot of breakthroughs.
Like, to be honest, material-wise, we're in kind of a backwater. We're in the desert. Like, we have a lot of shit we can work with, but there's so much more that could be added to the periodic table that they're just now starting to pick up radiometrics and stuff like that of it and going, what the hell are these materials?
Why do you think they'll pay you giant money or kill you and steal your meteor or your, piece of meteor even? It's ridiculous. I've had one stolen here in Canada. I was showing it around asking, what's this worth? And guess what? It got seized.
Bye-bye.
Have you guys heard of the muon?
The what?
The new particulate we found?
The muon?
Yeah.
Is that new?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard of the muon, but can't remember what it does.
They're saying it has some of the properties of what we're going to need for the Alcubierre drive.
Excellent.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It's like an electron with an electric charge of -1 and a spin of 1/2, but with a greater mass. So it's like a big electron. It's like a huge electron.
Yeah, basically, to make that work, you need a matter source that's actually going to compound resonance fields until you simulate the energy of a black hole, basically.
Mm-hmm. And it has an antiparticle called the anti-muon.
Yeah.
Mulan.
No, but they were actually talking about that it may indicate another fundamental force of nature that we don't know about yet.
I keep hearing about like a fifth fundamental force every so many years.
Like the strong and weak nuclear force, gravity, stuff of that nature.
Electromagnetism,
They're saying that the muon is indicating there's another force that we don't know anything about yet.
Well, yeah. Because we're always looking at everything in binaries instead of trinary, which is how everything's built to begin with.
And supersymmetry.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another binary of the binary.
You have two opposing forces that keep creation and evolution and all that running because they're constantly going at each other. And then you have a binding force in the middle of it. We have yet to find that binding force.
Just remember, guys, the Higgs boson used to be thought of as a myth. And we discovered
it.
Although I was reading a paper recently where they were showing where faster than light travel is actually possible in current physics. And I was wait, I got to read this. So basically, it's like electromagnetic pulses that go throughout the universe. It runs throughout the universe like veins. It's pretty much they're looking at it's like the web work that holds everything together.
Oh, like a slipstream drive.
Exactly. You're going in the in-between space between matter that's all holding it together. And get this, because you're in a plasma state at that point, light can travel faster than its wavelength in that state.
Right.
Because exponentially faster. Like almost teleportation.
So it's like subspace then.
Space folding.
Yeah. So it sounds like subspace from Star Trek.
Right. You're teleporting from one point in the universe to another almost instantaneously.
Okay, guys, look, I was doing some study, some personal study the other day. And I came to a very interesting realization. This stuff you're talking about that connects the universe, the galaxies, and all that, those slipstreams. They've made a theoretical map of what that looks like. If you look at that, what it looks like to me, and this is just from my medical background, it looks like when you look at the synaptic structure of the brain, of the human brain, it looks just like a synaptic structure.
Dude,
like
it
the
does.
whole goddamn universe is a fucking brain.
Dude, it's life
I've
within
been
life
saying-
within life within life. No matter how big
I've been
you
trying
go
to
or
say
how
this for
small, it's
years.
the same
We're
shit.
just part of a much bigger being.
Right.
We are. I mean, look at it. What
we're in
do
a
the
cell,
planets
dude.
and everything look like? They look like molecules, don't they?
Hey
Dude,
guys, I want to address.
You look at the Earth,
guys,
we're
I wanna
probably
address-
like a polyp on its butthole or something.
I want to address Kermit in the chat. Yes, Kermit, we had better be prepared for the things that will wake up when we actually push this shit.
Oh,
Just
40K
saying.
is real. The warp, chaos powers, all that shit, we're going to find out all that shit's real. That was prophecy. Not just, it wasn't a tabletop game. It was, marketed as such. But this is old. Like, the one thing that always struck me about that was how much old world esoteric knowledge was behind it all. I was like, you strip away the game and everything else and the stories, and you get down to the core of it all, and you're like, something about it just always resonated, some measure of truth in the underlying, story that was being told and presented. And I'm like, this is almost like a predictive path, a transhumanistic future where human beings eventually become masters of the universe and then fuck it all up and give birth to these
if you look at it from a certain point of view, the four chaos gods are all just aspects of the human condition.
Exactly. And the emperor being the fifth.
Right.
That is yet to be born.
Right.
I get where they're going with the lore and everything, and I get it. It's very Luciferian.
Yes,
if you really want to get down to it. It is the birth of this golden being, this radiant being, this morning star.
Being speaking from experience, being an ex-Luciferian myself, yes, it is very Luciferian.
I always picked up that early on. I'm like, it's predictive programming.
No, of course
at its core. There's other ones like Rifts. Rifts was another one. That was a cool one. But it was, same thing about, the lee lines of the Earth. The Earth is basically centered on one of these nexus points of the multiverse. It's one of the connective webways. The world between worlds is at its core. That's why we always have so much activity and why mankind kind of is the way it is. But basically that was mankind started screwing around, and then a whole bunch of stellar conjunctions happened. Kind of like what's going on now. I'm like, wow, I'm looking at all the things that are happening. I'm like, wow, Star of Bethlehem's going on. You got conjunctions with Jupiter and Saturn, 4 blood moons, all these statistically improbable events that are all happening within this very short frame of time.
And if you think about it, the current cosmological constant started with Oumuamua.
Yeah.
When Oumuamua came through our system, shit started happening.
Yeah. Everything has started getting kind of crazy in humanity. It's like we're going through a growth spurt right now.
You're not talking about the cosmological constant in the sense of dark energy?
Think about it.
Yeah, go on.
Things have changed drastically since that rock came flying through our system.
Yeah.
True.
Basically a marker.
I think it was a sign of something. Maybe even on a metaphysical level.
Do you think it sped up on its way out of the solar system due to outgassing?
No. It didn't act like it was just regular outgassing.
Mm-hmm.
It acted unnatural.
Yeah.
Because it slowed down
sus.
first. It
Right.
slowed down first, and then it outgassed.
Yeah.
It's like it stopped for a second to look around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was just checking in on us.
Very suspicious.
Stopped.
Like humanity, I think Ridley Scott, when he did Prometheus, like if you noticed, like that movie got all sorts of negative press, everything else. Like they pretty much buried that movie, but you look at the core underlying story of it all, and it's like, yeah, that mankind was created. That another higher species, came to this world and basically sacrificed and gave a part of itself to the life of this world, and eventually we came about, an expression of a forgotten gene, basically.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah, it
Not
was
just
it had
Not
its
just
problems,
the world.
but
This system. It's the whole star system. It's not just this planet.
oh, it's all of it. Like we're
We
like
talked about that. You, me, and nobody. Remember?
yeah. I remember I was talking about you go out beyond the Kuiper belt and everything, and you start looking at those hundreds of exoplanets floating out there in the dark, and you're like, dude, how long's our sun been pumping out worlds that produced intelligent life to go, poof out into the universe? How
Well,
long has this been
supposedly
going
like
on?
5 billion years, right?
Yeah,
Our
something like
star
that. 4.5,
technically
5.
been for 4.8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
The whole universe is, I think, they're
15.
guesstimating. I think. Oh,
They
moved it
guesstimated
to
15 billion years.
No, last time I checked, it was something like about 13 trillion years.
It was like 13.8 billion.
13.8 billion. And what's really funny
For the entire
is
universe?
we've discovered an exoplanet. They call it Methuselah. that they say it shouldn't be possible, but they say that this specific planet formed almost what would be in a cosmic sense immediately right after the universe formed.
Dude, that's nuts. If that's true, that's nuts.
You said there's 13.8 billion years. This planet is like 13.4 billion years.
Oh my god.
And that should not have been possible.
Ew, how have I not heard about this?
Look up Methuselah. Look up planet Methuselah.
I'll admit I haven't been paying as close attention to science in the last few months because I've been on YouTube all the time. Methuselah.
One thing I would suggest, go dig around on like BitChute. Like Odyssey, I haven't really got to. Most of the stuff there is just topical pop culture, usual, nonsense. BitChute, like once you get past some of the crazier shit, like I've been finding some channels like they get into some like deep dives on what's known, what isn't, and theory crafting, things like that, but not from a point of reference, not just pulling stuff out of their ass and going, oh, the reptiles are coming to eat us and they're gonna stick peacock feathers up our butts and turn us into monkeys.
I get a lot of my information from a guy here on YouTube. His name is Anton Petrov.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he's cool, dude.
I've actually
he does great videos.
I've actually corresponded privately with him personally with him about certain things.
That's cool.
And he's an incredibly intelligent guy.
Yeah,
Raquel, you ever watch him?
No, give me his actually just send the link in the private chat and I can, check it out.
His name is I can't because I'm on my phone, I can't just go to another website and do that, but his name is
I'm on it.
Petrov.
I'm already subbed to him, so I should be able to find it real quick.
Okay.
He does a lot of videos too.
Raquel, he gets very sciencey. So if you can handle like the deep science stuff, he's actually very, very well studied.
There you go. His branding name is What the Math.
Yep.
So it's youtube.com/c/whatthemath. He did a video. It's not quite about space. It was about why all the animals are turning into crabs, about like how crabs have evolved like 5 different times.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but it's kind of funny.
I just love how he starts all his videos with "Hello, wonderful people."
He does. He made it into a T-shirt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know what? I just thought about that. You're like, crabs are evolving, and I'm like, yeah, and eventually they're gonna discover technology and become the Envid.
Well, it's like all the crabs on Earth evolved like 5 different times. There's different types of crabs, but like they evolved into crabs 5 separate times. And
no, you want to talk
weird.
about you want to talk about a weird animal evolutions on this planet? Look at the cephalopods, my friend.
Oh yeah,
octopus, squids, cuttlefish.
Oh, yeah.
The cuttlefish just passed a human test.
Oh my god!
And that is?
It was a test that they give. It was a cognizance test that they give to children. A cuttlefish passed a human cognitive test.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, there's a lot of I don't know. Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, I always enjoyed Animal Company more than people.
I believe that. I totally believe that.
Yeah, mainly because, you know, animals are like...
Guys, come on. My best friend's a Chihuahua, okay?
Right. So anybody that has any sort of affinity there for their animals, but you look and you go, there's a lot more intelligence than we're giving credit for.
Oh, dude, dogs are incredibly intelligent, man.
Like, we're kind of arrogant as a species, and we're missing a lot of knowledge that's right in front of us. Shit,
Dude,
we can learn from.
You know what dogs are really good about? And if you pay attention to them, what they're really good about is they will tell you how a person is.
Right.
I think cats are the same. I think.
Cats are a little bit more aloof, but yeah, they have the same sense. But see, cats are aloof about it though. Yeah. Dogs will sit there and straight up tell you in their own little way, hey, that person's not right.
Right. And like, even if you're sick or whatever, like, animals pick up on that. And it's like, I kind of look at stuff like that and go, okay, my first instinct is, how are they doing that? And how do we replicate it?
Well, that's why dogs make good service animals, because they can tell when something's not right about you.
Mm-hmm.
They can tell when your personality's off.
Well, animals don't lie. Some animals do, depending on their tactics, but most predatory animals are very direct and upfront. So it's like they pick up on dishonesty, ill intent, you know, false natures. They'll pick up on that because it's a distinct kind of a presence you give off when you're being dishonest. No matter how well you hide it, animals pick up on it a lot of times.
Speaking of which, guess who came back?
Hey.
Hello, man.
Hey, dude, there's a reason why they call dogs man's best friend.
You know what they're saying? You know what they're saying about dogs now? They're saying they domesticated themselves.
Yeah.
With our early civilizations, we didn't domesticate them. They decided to come and hang out with us.
Yeah. Same thing with cats. They were like, hey, you guys have food and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think cats kind of look like us, like more than. Well, they're our buddies, but maybe like more than servants.
We're retarded cats to them.
No, seriously, that's why cats bring you dead animals, because they think you're too stupid to hunt.
Yep.
So they bring you food because otherwise you die without them.
No.
Yeah, I'm
sitting there every morning when I wake up and go outside and open the door. There's a kidney or a heart of some poor critter sitting on my step.
Oh dear!
And my cat looking at me like, "No, eat it."
He's like, "You're iron."
I don't know how she does it, but she can pull a kidney out of a mouse and lay it on my doorstep.
My cat was like, she brought in. I don't know how she caught it, but she was playing with a dead lizard all over my floor. It's like, no.
Oh, and have you noticed that when they do bring you something, they're usually standing there by the dead body looking all smug. They're like, look what I did for you. Praise me.
Yeah. I'm not gonna praise you bringing a dead lizard in my house.
No, they don't know any better.
Which at that point you crack the can of food and watch their ears and eyes perk up real quick and go, yeah, see, I can play that game too, fucker.
Now, this little shit right here, this little butthead right here, will bring me little bits of his food and set them at my feet and just look at me like, I brought you something. But I think with him, it's like more like tribute to the gods.
Well, yeah, you're his pack mate.
Yeah,
like you're the alpha of your little pack right now.
Yeah, but like he'll bring me little bits of food, and if I don't accept them, like if I don't pick them up, he gets all put out.
You're just like, okay, thank you for that. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not eating that. Like, I know where your mouth goes other than the food bowl.
You lick your own nuts, buddy.
Right? Be like, yeah, but I'm only saying that from a place of jealousy because I don't know if I could lick my nuts all day long. I don't think I'd ever leave the house.
Well, you know, to quit smoking a long time ago, I got a dog biscuit problem. But then I had to quit the dog biscuits because I kept falling off the couch while I tried to lick my nuts.
Yeah, my Uncle Jim actually did start eating little mini milk bones to quit smoking.
I got that from Lethal Weapon 3, by the way.
Dog food? He was eating dog food?
No,
dog biscuits. Yeah. Dog biscuits. Dog treats.
Oh, that's what I mean. Dog food.
Yeah. For a minute there, I thought you were going to say he started licking his own balls.
Hey, man, this is all I have to say about that situation. If men could suck their own, we would never leave the house.
No, man. Look,
I don't know about all that. Would it be gay, though? Is it gay if you're sucking your own?
No, it's not gay. It's yours.
Let me tell you bigots something right here. It's 2021 and you don't lick your own nuts. You go find somebody else's nuts to lick.
Oh, now, come on. Hey, we said don't get political.
That's not political.
It is in this climate.
No,
if you're going to run for office, I guess.
That shit went way past that and turned almost into a religion at this point.
It really is, to be honest.
It's like a cult.
Well, the whole leftist situation is a cult, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, yeah, you know what's going to be funny is when the majority of them figure out, be like, yeah, you do realize corporate marketing firms and everything figured out how to put all this shit together and got you guys to play along like a bunch of morons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, I've lived through this before, okay? I was born in the hippie era of the 60s. And every freaking one of them that survived, they didn't OD or whatever, all of them became suit-wearing, hard-working lunatics by the 1980s. Money, 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 money.
Yep.
Well, we were talking about that on Pete's show, that when Pete did the punk episode of Creepy Little Book, he was talking about how old punks, end up wearing suits.
Yeah. Well, you end up becoming the thing you hate.
Yeah, you end up getting incorporated.
Like that's the rub with humanity that the majority of people don't figure out until it's too late is be careful what you hate and be careful what you get good at, because you're going to be stuck with both or becoming both forever.
But see, that's where I'm a little bit different, because I will always be a rebel.
Well, you're a mutant, dude. That's why.
Well, yeah, but
I'm talking about the majority of the species. Like, you got to think there's a fuck ton of NPCs in this world.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are just starting, like new souls, just starting to awaken and going, what in the hell is this place? What have you done to it? We were supposed to like have a nursery of sorts. What is this hell you've created?
What was it they say in the first Ghostbusters movie when they're talking about Ivo Shandor, the guy who built that building? He said that he decided that the Earth was that society was too sick to survive.
Yeah, I honestly like I read stuff like that, and it's like I understand why most of like the nihilistic little emo.
You know what's interesting is when Dan Aykroyd's character Ray is like talking about all that stuff right there.
Yeah,
he actually mentions some real books when he talks about Tobin's Spirit Guide and Nope's catalog. Those are actually real paranormal books.
Yeah.
Those weren't like made up names for the movie. That's actually real shit that Dan Aykroyd actually read.
Right. And I mean that's why you actually had a good movie, because there was an element of truth. There was some old genetic memory there. That everyone
I used to own
movie.
In fact, I used to own a copy of Tobin's Spirit Guide. It was an old copy, like predating that.
Did
movie.
you guys, when you talk about some of that, did you guys ever see even the reruns? I know you're a lot younger than me, but in the 80s, after the Ghostbusters, there was a cartoon every Saturday morning called The Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the one with the old
I love that cartoon, man.
They talk on some really dark shit in that animated series. They really did.
Oh yeah, that cartoon got way out there. Especially when they talked about Sam Hain or Samhain, the pumpkin-headed ghost guy that showed up quite a few times. Man, that they tied that shit back into the whole Druidic thing and everything, and where Halloween actually gets its name from, which is Samhain, which is an old Druidic festival. And just about everything that they talked about, even in that cartoon, was actual real like esoterica and shit like that. That's again why Fed says that was a good storyline. That was a good like universe.
Well, dude, when they finally got around to the Cthulhu episode, they actually read from the Necronomicon. They did.
Yeah, why not? It's the greatest way to introduce an entire generation of kids and get them pre-programmed to eventually, accept that. Or maybe even repeat it just for a joke or whatever, not realizing that they're helping manifest something in the real world. You'd be like, wait, you mean? It'd be like, yes, if people speak certain words, see, the one thing about human beings that's so special about us is the fact that we're able to manifest and create the reality that we're in.
In danger of repeating myself from another stream that you and me and nobody were on, I once again point to the incidences of what the Tibetans call tulpa, spirit form.
Yep.
Things that you believe that eventually manifest because of the power of human thought.
Yeah.
Things like Slender Man, maybe.
Like I
believe that's what a lot of
is that creepypasta?
It started out as a creepypasta, but there were so many people that believed in the whole Slender Man phenomenon that we came very, very close to a paradigm cross-rep.
You almost manifested something collectively.
We almost manifested something.
We keep going down the path we're going. Warhammer 40,000, part of humanity is going to give birth to Slaanesh.
You think we'll go the way of the Eldari?
If we keep screwing around with like extreme fetishes and stuff like that, instead of like holding true, like keeping our species together and excelling together. It's like it's like, look, people that want to deviate and You want an alternative lifestyle or whatever? Cool. Realize that the reality of that situation is you're removing yourself from the gene pool forever.
By the way, Fed, you made a point about the Emperor of Mankind and 40K the other day on the stream just before you jetted out. And I dropped a chat about that. It said that it's something about the Emperor, that he did not want to be worshipped as a god.
No. But here's the thing. I think he always knew that the reason why he was adamant against that and everything is because he knew his ultimate fate. This is what was going to happen. He was going to suffer crippling defeat and everything, be pushed to the brink of death, and go through the whole Lazarus effect on the Golden Throne, trying to keep humanity and everything else and fade, blink almost to the abyss, and then end up rebirthing as, think about this. How many was it? 10,000 fucking psychics a day or some shit were being sacrificed.
10,000 psychics a day that are sacrificed to the Emperor on the Golden Throne, yes.
Right. Now, that collective amount of blood sacrifice, emotion, psychic energy, and everything, basically they're doing what the Ildari did. They're giving birth to their own version of Slanesh, which is the Emperor. When he's reborn, his body will reform on that throne. He'll be reborn and be like as powerful as any of the Chaos Gods, if not more so.
On those YouTube channels I gave you about 40K lore, they actually have both channels actually have a couple of episodes about that, about him becoming the 5th Chaos God.
Yeah, I can see it, dude. Like, he'll be that binding force that ultimately balances all of it.
Now, I have kind of a off the wall question for you, Fed.
Yo.
Do you think that there could possibly be an entity such like, you know, somebody who's lived as long as the Emperor did actually going on right now?
Oh, you're talking like Eternals? Yeah, I do believe there is. Mathematically, it's possible that genetics could sequence together. I mean, okay, put this under perspective. Here's what I would use for an example in the real world that's right in front of you. It's proven science, 60 plus years of study on them. The immortal jellyfish. So you have
actually going to bring jellyfish up, yeah.
Right. So you have this little polyp jellyfish that goes through its life cycle, turns into a big jellyfish, goes throughout everything. Eventually, the big body dies, and what ends up happening is all its memories, everything it is, condenses back down into a central point, sheds off this old dead body, and becomes a little baby polyp again, and goes through the life cycle again, with all of its memories, experiences, genetic data, everything intact.
Another life form that a lot of people don't realize is lobsters.
Yeah,
lobsters are nearly immortal.
Yeah.
Unless they're caught and consumed by humans, they can go on living for a long fucking time. Because they keep molting their
they caught one here recently. They caught one here on the east coast of Canada recently that was bigger than the guy that was holding it up. And the scientists figured that this thing was over 700 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's also some of those giant sea turtles are hundreds of years old too.
Yeah, I mean, everything. This is the funny thing about mankind. Like, we're trying to do all this experimental shit and create synthetic everything. I'm like, dude, how many times you got to be told everything you need to solve all your problems? The equation to death itself, everything you need is right here. But everything you're doing is killing off your chances of actually achieving it because you're stupid. For the most part.
Okay, I'm going to posit a interesting theory, and this is just a personal theory. The secret to unlocking our own genetic, well, not just immortality, but our own genetic advancement is written in our DNA.
Yeah.
And I
You know
agree.
what?
I was going to bring something similar up. The truth is, I hate to say this, but if you don't have children, you will not be, you ain't coming back.
Nope. You're
Well, I
lost
guess I'm not
forever.
coming back.
But see, I believe in a thing called genetic memory.
You better hit up the bars and get to work, man.
Do you get what I'm saying? I
Science
believe in a thing called
believes in genetic memory now. They do.
Well, it's
We used to
actually
call
considered
we used to have a word for it for animals called instinct, and now we're starting to realize that it's something much deeper.
Yeah, it's a link.
Well, no, what I'm talking
It's
about.
our way of jumping from one generation to the next is by splitting ourselves genetically. Think about this:
I'm
when
going-
you're a mother
I
and a
was getting
father,
to-
right? They're breaking off a small portion of themselves to create another life form, so that eventually that life form goes on and creates more life forms, that somewhere down the line, those two souls that created that third can basically find their way through the stream back to bodies that are created from that third.
I was
That's how
actually getting
energy
to a
works,
point.
like a waveform, crisscrossing
Hey,
back
guys.
and forth.
Guys,
Sorry,
I was
man.
actually getting to a point with what I was saying. What I'm talking about kind of goes back to Frank Herbert's Dune. Whenever they would make what they called a Golo, which is, for all intents and purposes, a clone, they would activate that person's memory in that cloned body by like certain triggers. And you're basically it comes down to what I was saying about like the consciousness the other day. It's not just housed in your brain, it's housed in every cell of your body. Who you really are, if you for instance, you could call it the soul, is actually written in your physical form. So if we were to perfect cloning, we could actually effectively become immortal, because if we could figure out how to awaken that genetic memory within those cells, you could basically download yourself without downloading yourself, is what I'm trying to say.
There will be a point where mankind and all that development to achieve that, right? That's like the Philosopher's Stone level alchemy, basically, with genetics and everything else. So basically, there's two components to achieve that. One is the chemical, which is everything that physical matter is contained of. The other is the resonance, the energy, the soul, whatever that is, that produces consciousness and memory and everything. Now you have to marry those together. Like the way the body stores it in your brain is in chemical blocks. Memory is stored as chemical patterns in your neurons. That's why as your brain degrades and everything, it slowly erodes those fucking chemical compounds in your memory. It goes. But we're basically like a chemical computer. Like your hard drive stores everything chemically.
Darius,
but in a certain resonance.
What is your spin on this, Darius?
What, as far as immortality and cloning?
Well, genetic memory. For instance, like what he was saying, that it's your memories are actually stored chemically within your form. So if you clone you could actually just awaken yourself in that new body and be effectively immortal.
You're missing a component of that, though. The resonance, the energy itself. There's two of them. Humanity, like with our cloning and everything else, we've already achieved genetic manipulation, everything else. We're getting a mastery over the chemical, but we have not the resonance, the energy, the I don't know, all the different fields that are producing all these interactions, these, like I said, signal remnants
that we're comprised of. Like, we haven't figured out a way to replicate that and synthesize it. So we're able to do all the chemical stuff, but if you were to create a clone and pass your memories and everything to it and everything, it would be you, but you would die. You'd be looking at a perfect copy of yourself continue on while you passed away. That's the reality of it. We have not passed that barrier where we're able to transfer our resonance, our signal pattern, to the chemical of that new form. Like that's a barrier we haven't even really looked at yet.
You never cross that barrier, but you never can tell.
Right, but you say like the whole universe, it has this certain field harmonic to it. That's why everything exists, form, matter, color, everything. It's like a constant symphony that's going on. Now you're trying to replace or introduce more instruments than are possible. So you're having to subtract things to add your synthetic things. And in the process, what you're doing is not only mutating the signal, but you're causing disharmony.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
Like that signal remnants. So like that signal, that resonance that's going on. Once you start altering that synthetically, it starts fucking up the signal. So the chemical reaction of the body, matter, and everything else, that state of being, that transference, that seamless transference between the two that creates this reality that we imbibe and that we are and everything else. Like you start altering that, it starts tearing that fabric apart and you lose that signal. You start losing literally your soul, your being, your free thought, everything. You just revert back to a process rather than an actual aware being. You're transferring.
That's why we can't transfer from organic to digital.
At the moment, yeah.
But I posit
we haven't figured that out yet.
I posit the fact that we are actually closer to that than you think.
We're close, but not. We're not as close as we think. There's a few things, like the majority of what I'm reading, anything along those lines of work, I'm like, there's these massive gaps in between that I'm like, okay, you're getting the inklings, the beginning thought form of it, but you're not anywhere near in the right ballpark of asking the right questions yet. Yeah, I'm like, put it this way, it's been aggravating as shit to read any of this stuff for the past couple of years, to the point where I'm about to write a paper under one of my pseudonyms and submit it. It's that aggravating. I'm like, dude, it's right there in front of your face. And it's so damn simple. I mean, I'm like, anybody that's been through a basic life science course, it's going to be, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't see that. And be like, well, this is because you're too busy, like, I don't know, fingering your own butthole and patting yourself on the back. Like, too high and mighty to go back and look at the basics. It's literally been right there in front of us the whole time. It's what I'm working on with my prototype right now. I'm like, holy shit, dude. I have tuned it up. It's now hitting 4.3 amps at about just a little over, it keeps fluctuating between about 503 to 504 megahertz. But I haven't put any sort of like connectivity to it or anything, so I'm not gonna test like the output, voltage.
I'm sorry, what was the frequency of? You said 503 to 504. What was the frequency of that you're testing?
prototype
didn't
I'm
say?
working on.
Okay. Not like your body or something.
No. Little experiment I'm screwing around with, and I'm sitting there. I'm like,
Here's
okay,
just a
so,
little tip for you.
Hmm.
What I have found is the magic frequency is right around 450 megahertz. If you're playing with Tesla coils and such, that's what you're shooting for. That's the frequency you're looking for to make lightning and, all that happy stuff.
No, this one I'm looking for something else. I'm looking for a resonance. Basically, what I'm looking for is an infinite. How do I put this? Basically, birthing a signal resonance that starts producing compounded resonance to create an almost infinite amount of energy, basically by exciting the subatomic around it.
Like perpetual energy?
You would have to.
A little bit beyond that.
You would have to get into the quantum.
Let's put it this way. What I'm working on now is about the size of a quarter. And even that I'm looking at going, I only want to incrementally increase things because, like, I don't want to blow the side of my apartment out or anything with it. Like, I'm not really sure what it's going to do because,
I would like to experiment with dark matter.
Oh, yeah. If you can get a hold of it.
Exactly. I actually want to experiment with dark matter and these muons because I think there's something more to these muons than we think.
Yeah, I was refreshing my memory after you were talking about earlier, and muons are not made of anything else, like an electron. They're not made of quarks. They're just what they are. They're like fundamental.
Well, fellas, if you boil a particle accelerator down to its basics, you can make a desktop one. You really can.
Sure.
Well,
yeah, but
kind of what I'm screwing around with now is superconductive magnetics using different chemical solutions.
Are you cooling it down?
On that one, though. I don't want to blow out the side of my fucking apartment.
Yeah, exactly. Like the one I got right now, it actually, at what it's running at the moment, it's staying at about 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So just slightly below freezing.
That's pretty hot, though, for superconducting.
Yeah, exactly. It's, well, like I said, I'm dealing with like small parts and I'm handcrafting it. So there's a lot of imperfections and stuff. I'm trying to just proof of concepting so I can be like, okay, if that works, now I can refine it.
As intriguing as a desktop super collider would be, I really don't want to mutate myself standing too close to it.
Right. Be like, I do want to have children someday, but wouldn't that be funny if I'm like the progenitor of the Greys?
Look, man, look. I've already had children, but I don't want to make sure my great grandchildren are, 90 foot tall. Okay.
Hey, why not, man? Then go Attack on Titan and rule the earth.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that anime.
Neither have I. I've just heard people talk about it and seen some of the memes.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good, but it also seems really dark. So I think I have to be in the right mindset to watch it.
Didn't he end up like banging his half sister or whatever towards the end of it?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't know about that.
I do not know.
But you're not helping me to watch the show any sooner.
Yeah, I just read the controversy. I saw that pop up on my feed.
Look, man, if you go too far with some of this shit, we're talking. If we go too far with some of this shit, we're talking like Fantastic Four / Incredible Hulk level mutation of the human form. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Total training.
I'd rather not gamma experiment myself into being purple and having a 20-foot dong. Okay.
Dude, what do you think the MCU and like decades worth of, superhero comic books and mutants and X-Men and all that sort of shit. What do you think it was all priming everybody for?
What,
I mean,
programming?
We've already seen G.I. Joe basically become reality. That was
Hey,
the
look
second
here,
goal for.
The possibility in the human genome for a Homo superior X gene is actually there.
Right. Hydra is real. We just know it as, the Illuminati, Skull and Bones, or any number of its chapter groups, whatever they labeled themselves.
Okay,
they're like little pirates.
Look, conspiracy theories notwithstanding, what I just said should profoundly make you go, huh? The human X gene is possible.
Yeah.
If we can figure out how to excite it into doing what it does.
What is it in all the junk DNA? The quote unquote junk DNA?
Yes. The blueprint for the X gene is there within our DNA. But it's like you said, quote unquote, it's in the quote unquote junk DNA that the scientists aren't sure what to do with.
Without getting Raquel's channel nuked or anything, that's kind of what the how do I put this? The CRISPR-Cas9 gene edits. That's kind of what that's all about. They're looking for. That's why it has that thing luciferase and all that. That's kind of what they're looking for. That extraterrestrial mutation in our DNA that will set everything ablaze and we'll have superpowers and lock into. Because the Earth, like it's already pre-baked into our history too. The Earth is the center of everything, and it's like, no, it's just one of those nexus points. It's sitting on like a connective point between realities. So it like has that ability. It like portals and everything. That's why you're seeing a lot of that in the media and stuff like that these days. So you can jump through from one universe to another.
Look, man, if we could use CRISPR to activate the human X gene, I would really, really, really love to be able to fly.
But
I would really love to like transport to place without even flying or driving.
Teleportation would be lovely.
Wasn't there a guy who built a CRISPR kit in his garage, and he was either selling kits or he was selling instructions on how people can build their own? Yeah. He's like, everyone should have access to this technology. Here you go.
I don't think he's wrong. I think it should be by our own choice whether we mutate ourselves or not.
You know what, though? I'm all for progress. Like, humanity's got such a fantastic potential destiny ahead of it. But there has to be, at the core of every decision that's made along the way, it is a fundamental question that has to be asked every single time. At what cost? What is it going to cost us in lives, in our humanity? Like, how do you have to be very careful about how you progress forward, because you can lose everything that makes you what you are and gives you all these gifts and everything. You can lose all of that along the way if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit here, a little bit there. Before you know it, like, everything that made you this fantastic, beautiful, expression of creation, like, is now just perverted, polluted, and waiting to rot.
Okay, you could take it to that level if you really want to, but I think it's our destiny to evolve. I think it's our destiny to make that choice for ourselves.
It is, but it's one of those things anybody on the stream, anybody listening, anybody in the world, be like, we will progress, we will evolve. That is a certainty. But we always have to keep that in mind. Every step we take, what is the cost? At what cost to us, not only as individuals, but as a species, as a
The only thing I have
civilization,
to say to
as
that,
a planet.
Fred, the only thing I have to say to that is you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Right, and that's why we're in this perpetual fucking clown world shithole we're in. Because we keep capitulating. We keep compromising on very dumb things.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way, and we don't have to compromise to evolve.
Right. Yeah, sometimes I'm with you. You know, sometimes you gotta break a couple eggs to make an omelet. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. There's some people like that are willing to just go to extremes where you're just like, fuck, I'm gonna have to kill you, fucking crazy son of a bitch. Like, you're not even trying to like find middle ground or have a conversation or anything. You're just trying to hurt people because you're mad. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm
okay. Like, if you're willing to, like I said, I'm always on the side of life. Life will always find a way. They'll find a way to sit down and converse and talk and find whatever grievances and stuff like that, and like find a way forward together.
That's so Goldblumian of you.
If you're saying, the constant contradiction, yeah, I've heard that a lot in my life.
I'm talking about Dr. Ian Malcolm on Jurassic Park. He said life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It does.
Well, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't.
No, it does. That's the chaos within life.
My problem with this whole situation, Fed, and why I'm getting a little heated about it, I'm not really trying to be heated with you, is that too many people, and I've said this before when it comes to the esoteric and magic and shit like that, too many people have been raised to where they're told this shit is not possible, or you're going to have to sacrifice too much and it's going to be a bad thing to do this. That's where I have a problem. It's that sort of thinking, what we used to call in the recovery world, stinking thinking about things. You're thinking about things the bad way.
No, I get what you're saying. Doom and gloom up front.
Let me finish. What that's doing is it's causing people to be afraid. Why we keep circling the drain, as you say, is because we're afraid. The most part of humanity is afraid to take that chance. Yes, people are going to die. Bad things will happen, but that is progress. But it is pleasant and good progress, not bad progress.
Well, depending on which end of it you're on. Let me ask you this: do you want to be the lab experiment that gets fucking yeeted?
Look, man.
No, seriously, yes or no will suffice on that. Do you want to be the lab experiment that gets fucking torched?
I've already said I would.
Wow.
All right, and with that, Creepy is almost gonna be on here in a few minutes. Thank you for everyone for coming. I greatly appreciate it. And let's just do this again soon.
Wait, I'll try not to babble so much next time.
No, you're cool, Fed. Like you have really insightful stuff to say.
By the way, Fed, I hope you didn't take that as me being mad at you.
No, dude. Like, this is what I love about being alive, is the fact that you can have lively discussion and debate about things and not be pissed about it. I miss this. I seriously do. I'm so tired of people just being like, I'm butthurt. I'm going to destroy you because we have differing opinions. And it's like, no, the fact that we have differing opinions means we can sit down and like find out what's in between.
Hey, man, can I give you a compliment without you, running off the mouth? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, let me lock it up.
I was going to say completely no homo. I love you to death, man.
You and me
Likewise,
have
man.
had some interesting fucking conversations.
Likewise, man.
And I would like that to continue, is what I'm saying.
Oh, dude. Like, yeah, unless you stab me in the back like fucking Kermit, dude. You and I are good.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah, sorry.
If anyone if anyone wants to plug in their channels, go right ahead.
Oh, by the way, Darius,
Hmm.
you intrigue me, brother. You seem very with it intellectually wise.
Thank you.
I have appreciated that you vibed completely with what I was saying. I appreciate that, by the way.
Well, I think highly of you as well.
Thank you. It's really weird. I'm finding that a lot of people in this little group here, since I started talking on Peach, in Peach chats and everything, I'm finding that a lot of people find me interesting.
Everyone here is interesting.
Because you're willing to talk.
Well, it's really weird. Jesse paid me a really big compliment, and I don't know if he knew he was even doing it, or maybe he did. But he even said, man, that he was appreciative of the fact that I'm willing to say anything. Basically, I'm not afraid of putting my opinions and my theories and everything out there, and I'm really not.
Right, you're actually willing to have a discussion and be civil about it, where most people kind of, I don't know, they need some.
I love you too, Courtney.
Well, Courtney's the greatest. I love you, Courtney.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone want to plug in their channels before we go?
No, people really shouldn't listen to me. I'll give your brain cancer, so stay away from my channel. Seriously.
Hey, Fed, brain AIDS. Brain AIDS.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll give it hurtful AIDS.
Raquel now is here. Now is where I give you the whole mushy compliments thing myself. Thank you for having me here today, and
you're welcome.
Thank you for encouraging me.
You're welcome.
Because to know it or not, and probably most people wouldn't know it from the way I talk and how I'm not afraid to say certain things. I am really, really shy.
Same.
And I go through a lot of anxiety about my theories and stuff. And I think that's why I'm quiet a lot sometimes when I come on these panel streams, because I don't always eloquently show my what am I trying to say here? I'm not always real eloquent when I present my theories and stuff, because I get I'm so excited about the things I want to talk about that I kind of stutter my way through it. So just I'm really thankful with everybody in the community's patience with me and everything, and I appreciate it. I really do. And that's to everybody here tonight, by the way. I appreciate all of you.
Oh, you don't have to plug in your channel, Courtney? Oh, I got it. Let me
I'm already on it.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Darius.
Oh, and Big Steve beat me to it.
Oh,
There we
thank
go.
you, Big Steve.
Nice.
Thank you.
Good job, Big Steve.
Yeah.
But,
thanks for everyone for coming. Let's do this again soon, sometime this week. And head over to Creepy Little Book. He's gonna start any minute now. What's he talking about tonight? Classification of demons.
Ooh, demons.
I wonder if I'm on that list.
I don't know.
It certainly was an interesting night, Raquel.
Yeah, it was fun. Let's do it again. Maybe we should try it.
Any good list of demons has me and you both on it.
What?
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem. Everyone's always welcome here.
Thank you, Raquel.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys.
And with that, you'll catch you guys maybe later today or tomorrow.
All right.
See you at Creepy. Bye.
Night, everybody.